back to Football Park. Well, the two captains, Peter Carey and Darren Hart, coming in now. They're about to toss the coin. In comes Darryl Hart.
Pretty important toss, Peter.
It is, Graham. How do you see it? It's going to the south.
Yes, I see that. The golf course end has been scoring in by about 2 or 3 goals. The early game told us that, the reserves match between Woodville and Central District. There's Ricky May tossing the coin, taking over from Malcolm Blythe from last year.
Yes, he certainly is. And there it is.
Ooh, ominous.
Darryl Hart, North Adelaide captain, has won the toss and elects to kick to the southern end, favoured possibly by a 2, perhaps 3 goal breeze. Who knows?
Well, it's always a vital toss, Pete, in the grand final. It just may give you the first kick away, you don't know. But then again, the side that scores into the breeze gains the ascendancy once again. So the Bays have got just as much to gain as they've got to lose, of course, by kicking into the breeze. There's the lineup. We think, well, the paper said that's how it'll go, Pete.
We've talked about it before. I know that yours and my view is that Winton would be at half forward, Hall at centre half forward, Cruz in the back pocket, West at full back, and Donovan starting with Gibbs on the bench.
It looks
and that could cause a problem for North.
Yes, it could, because it gives a bit of a the right sort of people standing the tall, big people. Here's the national anthem, Peter.
Australians, home and us rejoice, for we are young and free, with wealth for toil and gold. Our home is good by sea, our land of beauty rich and rare. Let history's pay advance Australia fair. Let history's pay advance Australia.
Well, Ricky May there, advance Australia fair. Let's go back to the North Adelaide lineup, and Graham, I think that again you've got some reservations about that.
Well, I have, because in the second semi-final we spoke about it before. Both Jarman boys started on the flank. Kim Klomp took up a role in the middle of the ground on McIntosh, and it was just thrown around a little bit to confuse, I believe, the opposition. They also started Darryl Hart, the captain, and Stephen Sims on the ball for the first, 10 minutes of play.
Right.
Then they started to alternate the Jarman brothers as ruck rovers, and Jarman and Hart and Sims became the conventional rovers out of the pocket. But it was a good move by Michael Nunan, and I wonder if he went off a game too soon, Pete.
Yeah, I don't know. He has said during the week that there are some game plans there. They've got some moves worked out for this game. We watched the sides run out earlier, and I think our view was that Stephen Trigg is the player to drop out.
Yeah, Stephen Trigg's the unfortunate one. I think Wayne Slater was the walk-up star for the players on the bench, because they had to have one forward line player and one back line player, obviously. Armfield and Trigg represented the same positions, back pocket or half-back flank. Right. So logically, Wayne Slater was one of the guys that would be used on the bench. The unfortunate player, as I stated, is Stephen Trigg. He's missed out in his first year of Central District. He could have been part of a grand final side, if not a premiership side. We won't know till the end of the game, of course. But Michael Armfield's the lucky one, Pete.
Sure.
He's come back into the team late in the season and grabbed the spot, possibly because of the untimely suspension of Jason Rowe.
That's right. And how important do you think Sims is to North Adelaide?
Well, I think he's one of their very good players these days. He gives them a real second string rover of quality. Something they possibly lacked last year. I won't say, well, that's a wrong statement to make, because Tony Antibus is a champion. But probably in tandem, Hart and Antibus didn't work as well together as a Hart and a Sims have this season.
Well, the temperature, pre-game temperature, is 23.5 degrees. As we mentioned a little while ago, Darryl Hart won the toss, elected to kick to the southern end, possibly a 2-goal breeze. The game about to get underway. Your callers for the game, David Darcy and Ian Day.
The 1987 grand final, and for the third time in 3 years, North Adelaide front the Bays at Footy Park. Umpire Neville Thorpe in his first grand final puts the ball down in front of a packed house. Carey gets the first thump away, out towards centre wing. The ball sent in high towards the half-forward line by Sanders. Down they go. Free kick. Salisbury stood his ground well and gets a free kick for a push at centre half back. Hart has won the toss, kicking with the breeze towards the golf course end. He comes out wide to Cruz. Now here's a chance for McDermott. Off the half-back flank goes the Bays, up towards the half-forward line. Hall is there, Clisby too strong, and he takes the mark on the half-back flank for the Roosters.
We'll put him into attack now. Parsons calling for it at half-forward. He's ignored that. He's gone more direct towards Bennett. Big pack, usually from Roberts, not successful. Speed by Burton. Darren Jarman a touch, great finesse, but he was run down. Murphy, the star from last week. Maynard's gone. Down the ground he goes. Oh, that's a high tackle. It will be a Glenelg free kick at half-back. A Glenelg player on the ground. It looks like Jim West. The free kick was there before that. That's West getting unceremoniously dumped. The free kick before it was to Maynard. Fight centre wing, Kernahan and Carlo. They're still into it. Bang they go. Oh, in comes Redden and down goes Kernahan, and in comes Wayne Stringer, and she's on. Alan Stringer, they're gone berserk. Opening minutes, and it's really on. In goes Alan Stringer. Out goes Clisby. On all over the place at the moment. Well, sensation, Peter.
There's a couple of hit and runs out there too, David, which we've become used to seeing over many years. One player in particular, but I guess that this sort of thing, it's pretty silly to say it had to happen, but one thing is for sure, North Adelaide weren't going to come out in this game and merely give it up like they did in the last 2 years.
Wayne Stringer reported, I think. There could have been at least 10 though, Peter. David Kernahan is on his feet. It all started from Carlaw and Kernahan, and then Redden. 20 yards and deck Kernahan, but he's up to take his kick at centre wing and put the Bays into attack.
The kick is up to half forward. Redden's getting under the ball. Klopp's there first, and was he off? I think he might have been. Oh, now what's happening here now? Actually, it's going to take a little while for this game to settle down. I don't think it's upsetting the crowd too much. I think they're going to love every minute of this. Bennett's been out of form recently, but he's got into the act now. He's kicked it out wide towards Andrew Jarman. The Magarey medalist is going to be beaten to that ball by Scott Salisbury, who made up yards. Got the handball out very well to Hewitt. Hewitt kicked around the corner. Maynard's out there on his own, but it's rolled across the line. We'll see a throw in on centre wing.
Have a look at the chopper shot. A great sight. Packed house at Footy Park for the 87 grand final. Throw in at centre wing, and what a start it's been. Hewitt in there. Through goes Sims, it was, and carts the ball out of play once more. Throw in between half forward, left flank and centre wing, with North Adelaide in attack. Carey against Redden, and it's going to be on for young and old all day. The umpire's seen a free kick. It's going the way of Redden, and he'll put the Roosters right into attack from the centre wing spot. Redden, who was in the dust up as well, landed a couple of rippers, drives in towards his opponent in Carey. Aerial ping pong. Cruz gets it out. McDermott off the half-back flank. A long one to the outer side. Giving chase out there is Woodlands, with him Simmons, and he thumps the ball out of play. Another throw in on the outer side, almost centre wing.
3.5 minutes into the 87 grand final. No score. North Adelaide won the toss. They're going to the golf course end. Umpires, of course, are Thorpe and Kinnear. Thorpe umpiring his first grand final, and Rick Kinnear his fourth. 87 Magarey medalist. Jarman, centre half forward. Parsons in front. At the back, Cruz. Cruz did well to get back and cover up. In went Grenvold. And umpire Kinnear into bounce. North Adelaide in attack at centre half forward.
4 minutes first quarter. Very interesting opening to the game, and as I suggested before, I think that was possibly on because North Adelaide really have something to prove here today. Big pack of players again, and umpire Kinnear will come in for another bounce. Left half forward flank in North Adelaide's attacking area. Well, we picked a few moves prior to the commencement of the game. Tony Hall's at centre half forward, but in fact, contrary to what we thought, Clisby is standing on him. John Riley has got the job on Stringer. Maynard may be there for part of the match. Cruz is in the back pocket, and West is at full back. We worked all that out. We also worked out that Klopp would be in the centre for the opening bounce, and he's still there. Over the top, big punch away in the middle of the pack by Cruz. A point, the first score of the 1987 grand final, comes up just before the 5-minute mark of the first quarter.
Umpire Mostyn Rutter. 256 games as a goal umpire. Wave the first point. Ball comes in from the boot of West. Up towards centre wing. Carlaw gets it away. Towards the line. Kernahan against Carlaw. The ball out of play on the half-forward right flank. 5 minutes gone. What a sight. 25 degrees. An ideal day for footy. Might be just a little warm for the players, but certainly the huge crowd enjoying the opening minutes, especially the dust-up. Jarman, nowhere to go, gets out of it well, hooks around high, in towards the pocket, is going to be out on the full in any case, and Cruz will take his penalty free kick from the back pocket.
Yes, Max Cruz puts it around towards centre wing. Well, Redden should mark that. Kerry spoiled in the finish. Klopp's caught, gone cold. Ball was held to him by Alan Stringer. Umpire Kinnear into bounce. So almost 6 minutes gone, just one score. That a rush point to North Adelaide. Magnificent sight, packed house. Alan Stringer off. Here go the Bays now. Hall will be his target. Clisby pushes him out. That's a fine mark. Used the body well, Clisby, and he's taken 2 fine relieving marks now. Hall went out backwards. Clisby turned around and got the mark. So, big job for him today on Tony Hall. A huge job. He puts it high towards Bennett in front. Good hands. Yes, he will be paid. Not for the mark, but for an over-the-shoulder infringement against Murphy. So centre-half back end, centre-half forward have both started well for North Adelaide. With Parsons in front. Roberts will leap at it. The thump gives Kernahan a chance. Carlaw pressuring. Roberts will go back. It's unloaded by McDermott. Parsons caught. But the ball will go back, I think. And the FAD may be paid, or will it go back to John Roberts? No, the FAD from the handball will be paid to Parsons at right half forward. There he was. He was being taken out there by McDermott. And as a result, Parsons a chance for North Adelaide. Maybe marginally too far out from there. He's about 55 metres. The big fella. Drop punt. Edge of the square. Carey at the back. Murphy. Burton tried to finesse and get it out. Couldn't. Through the legs of Cruz. Players stack up and there's an arm being flung. And goes Kidney quite vigorously on Cobb. Umpire Kinnear right in the spot sorts it out.
Well, there's still a little bit of nastiness in the packs, but I think that'll sort itself out because after all there is a game to be won out there. And quick kick away by Sims. He's got a goal. What a brilliant snap by the little rover. The first goal. 1-1 North. Glenelg yet to score.
Well done, Stephen Sims. That's what football is all about. The ball came in from the throw-in, and gee, he risked life and limb to get in there. Watch it now as from the tap down. He didn't have a metre to move with, and how that ball wasn't touched as he kicked it is amazing. Redden's happy, so too is Sims, and North Adelaide off to a great start. 1-1, 7 points to Zilch.
Centre bounce, Redden's got the free. Oh, Jarman's on his own. North a chance here again. Into the pocket goes Darryl Hart. Now he needs a lead. Roberts coming towards half forward. He'll have to work hard to get there, but he'll get a fly at it. Oh, it went very high, couldn't control it. Kidney went out. Roberts pushes it forward. In goes Kidney again for the Bays. And players stack up, and again there'll be a bounce at centre half forward. North leading 1-1 to the Bays, no score. We're 8.5 minutes into the first quarter, and North again deep in attack. Parsons plucks it out of the air, gets a left foot on it, but the ball will go out of bounds, left forward pocket.
Good start, I suppose, for North Adelaide. From the bench, you get a view something like that. You might say, well, how can you see what's going on from that position? I would agree. Can't see much. Hart threw that one out virtually to Darren Jarman. It's gone out again. We'll see another throw in. Left forward pocket. As we mentioned before, John Roberts, his opponent is West, not Donovan. Cruz is in the back pocket. And another big thump away from Bennett. It's gone out again. So at the 9.5-minute mark of the first quarter, North Adelaide lead 1-1. Glenelg yet to score.
Players settling down. Carey against Parsons. The bodies go in. Tap back now towards Maynard. Cleverly Hewitt gives a chance. Kidney short. Centre wing on outer side. It's taken there by Marshall. In fact, he's on the half-back line to edge the Bays out of defence. Marshall with a longer kick now. Puts it up towards centre field. Hall's going to be the leaper. Got his hands to it. Oh, that's a mark. Top mark, Tony Hall. Could be the danger man. Usually is 15 metres as well. Hall now into the attacking division to put the Tigers into attack. Well dispatched. On the half-forward line, Winton's got it, the man who did so well when coming off the bench last week. Drives in long, Arnold sets himself, goes for the thump away. Riley runs into trouble, he dropped the footy. Umpire didn't see it, Arnold comes out with it. Puts out the pass now. Jarman's got a gallop. Salisbury's going to beat him there. Jarman well played. Jarman now a chance to set it up. Kick number 4 going in long. Parsons there, Cruz up early. Parsons provides a shepherd. Oh, that's a hard one. Off goes Darren Jarman around the line, puts it on its way. There's still a fight going. That's a goal! Oh, what an unbelievable kick, Darren Jarman. First goal, 2-1 North Adelaide. The Bay's yet to score.
Well, what a sensational goal to North Adelaide. Look at this. Look at the shepherd now from Parsons. Back. Cruz kept back, and look, Jarman thundering around the boundary line. Couldn't have had any daylight whatsoever. A left foot kick, and he has booted North second. Great effort. They're 2-1. The Bays, no score.
North Adelaide. The Bay's yet to score, and you should have seen the punch-up between Max Cruz and Parsons while that ball was in flight. I think they threw a half a dozen each. Not many landed, but it's really on here at Football Park as Maynard shoots it out to left half forward flank. Hall comes across again, spoiled by one of his players. There's a high tackle on Riley, but the umpire was unsighted, I fear, and there will be a bounce. Normally they play those, but not so today. 11.5 minutes, first quarter. Redden and Hall. Redden easily, as you would expect. Stephen Riley. Clisby the quick kick away. Carlaw against 2. He's got the pace, but he fell over. Maynard did too. The ball very close to the line. John Riley picked it up, but we'll see another bounce. Umpire Neville Thorpe will umpire the ball on grandstand side. 12 minutes, first quarter. North leading by 13 points. It's thumped very close to the line. Klopp kept it in with magnificent play. Off goes Sims, and he finds Bennett. Oh, that was a bit untidy. Murphy across the top of Bennett. Umpire Kinnear is going to bring Murphy right back. Yeah, there was 2 there. Bennett's got the free kick and the mark, and that's the best start to a game I've seen from Peter Bennett for a long time. West will thump into the pocket. Kidney can't pick it up. Played for the free kick. The umpire wasn't fooled. Pop got it out. Parsons now. He got rid of it very quickly. You can't blame him. They're having another go. Parsons. Here's a go. Roberts. Roberts has kicked for goal. He's put it through. What a great goal, Roberts. North Adelaide 3-1. The Bay's yet to score.
Peter, that's unbelievable. I was watching the toe-to-toe between Parsons and Murphy, and then you said that Roberts kicked the goal. And let's have a look at it in the replay. Roberts has got the footy, and gee, that's a fine full forwards kick around the corner. Not an easy one at all. He just snuck it through, and the Roosters are off to a great start in the 87 grand final. 3-1 to nothing.
Well, you reckon Michael Parsons? Hart now with it. Michael Parsons isn't head up. Bayes a chance now as McDermott thumps it forward. Seabohm in front, got it. Oh, great mark, John Seabohm. They badly need a steady of the Bays. North have jumped them, and that was a fine mark to Seabohm in front of Arnold. Now, 25 metres out. He's kicked 76 for the season. They desperately need a goal. He's pushed it a bit too far. Point to the Bays, their opening score. North are 3-1. Glenelg have made a change. Gibbs on, Robin Kidney off.
Gibbs is going straight into the forward line too, David, so one would assume that's a direct replacement for Kidney and no other changes being made. So essentially Gibbs is a rover at the moment. Whoop, there's a push in the back. The free kick will go North Adelaide's way to Stephen Riley. That's what you do to earn a free kick these days. Back to centre wing it goes. Oh, Bennett, what a great grab. He's one grab in today. Bennett's 4th kick coming up if Murphy gets off him. Then go, oh, really uncalled for Chris McDermott. Murphy was the player at fault, clearly. So Bennett's going to get another 15 metres. We'll try 30. Off he goes. If he can find Hart, they'll be in business, but that whole exercise just didn't work out for them. So there'll be a throw-in left half forward flank for North Adelaide.
Plenty of aggro out there, Peter, for sure. Throw in half forward left flank. North Adelaide by 18 points. Carey against Parsons. Parsons tap away, couldn't direct it. Hart look for Clonk. Carey now Murphy on the left leg, goes towards centre wing. Through comes Clisby, coming out with the ball. Stephen Riley. Oh, the tackle's just a little high, hit him around the Adams apple. He gets the free kick at centre wing. to put North Adelaide into attack again. He got both barrels that time. Gee, he's had a rough grand final to start with. He got forward a little while ago. Now on the outer side, it's Clisby. Puts it in high, looking for Roberts. West is there with him. Parsons! But the umpires ruled a push. He reckons there was a blatant push in the back. Parsons doesn't like it. But let's have a look at it again. There. Oh, hang on. It was his own player in my book. And Parsons looked to have taken a clean mark.
West gets it over the top to Hewitt. The Bay's running it out of defence, although Salisbury ran into trouble. They've lost it. Parsons throws it to Hart. It ricochets back to Hewitt. Hewitt kicks it towards half forward. There's a Donnybrook on again behind play. Salisbury in it. Oh, and she's really on. In goes Tiller. McDermott comes out with the footy, and that blue is still on behind play, and it's a decent sort of a scrimmage. Salisbury and Kim Clonk were in it. Two of the real tough men of footy. The kick towards centre half forward. John Riley at the back claims the mark, but it will be his teammate Simmons in front to be paid. Oh, what a start. 16 minutes into the quarter. Fights galore. North on top, leading by 18 points. They're at centre half forward, but it's McDermott who stems the tide for the Bays.
Good solid mark too. Fifth kick coming up for McDermott. Kernahan loose in the centre of the ground, but McDermott will go as long as he can. Gibbs might fly from behind. Cruz across the front, so he's probably not in the back pocket anymore. Stephen Riley, casual as you like. Oh, Bennett. First movement is usually the best one, but he got away with it. A long kick. West will go for the thump again. John Roberts in front. Through goes Darren Jarman. Can he kick another one? What a great goal, Darren Jarman. His second. 4-1 North Adelaide. The Bays 1 point.
Well, what the ultimate in poise. He got that ball, just tapped it clear. Have a look at this. Almost unconcerned. With his left foot, just hooked it round. Another major, his second. And North Adelaide lead by 24 points in the 87 grand final.
Oh, great start this by North Adelaide, leading by 24 points. 17 minutes into the first quarter. Very early days, of course, but they have started with fire and aggression and an enormous amount of commitment. Redden, Marshall, Woodlands, first touch, flanked by Hewitt, won't use him, hooks into the pocket, Gibbs there, oh, John Riley supreme. North defence holding very firm as Riley goes short and finds Sanders. He's at half back. Now directs it towards centre wing. Redden gets across, he'll be the flyer. Burton on the ground, runs into Alan Stringer. Grenvold, a short kick away. McDermott, Cardinal, two Bay players ran into one another, but prior to that there's going to be a North Adelaide free kick. Kicking to the danger, and Kim Clomp takes it centre wing. North go forward. Parsons on a lead. Oh, too strong. Too big, too tall, too talented. Great mark at centre half forward by Michael Parsons. Chips in short, the lead is from Roberts, so he'll have to work hard, 3 to beat. Hard at the back, turns out of trouble, then into it, gets a handball away to Darren Jarman, intercepting Roberts, gone cold. Good strong tackle, playing to the advantage as Kernahan gets it forward. Marshall gets a shove in the back, not paid, tries to flip it forward, only as far as Sanders. Sanders towards the full forward area. Grenvold in defence for the Bays.
Oh, and it's all open up for them on the outer side too, and Burton knew that, so he got rid of Grenvold so the players could pick their opponents up. Grenvold's going to shoot it out centre wing. Sims got rid of Alan Stringer very easily. Stringer's having a run on the ball, and he's got a 15-metre penalty on centre wing. Shoots out the long handball to Hewitt. Hewitt has been a great player over recent weeks, or in fact for the second half of the season, a brilliant player. Clisby trying to claim the mark, but he would have to be a supreme optimist to think that the umpire would pay that. So it'll be a bounce down at or about the centre half forward position for Glenelg. They've gone forward once. Seabohm had a direct shot at goal, missed. North Adelaide, on the other hand, have been brilliant in front of goals. They've snapped superbly. Sanders, oh, he hooks that back. Winton, strongest man there, doesn't mark the ball though. Dermott thought he might have got a free kick, but away they go again. Tiller got it to Arnold. Arnold to centre half forward. Parsons looked casual, but very effective. Hart one hand, couldn't mark the ball. Is his left foot good enough? No, he's going to use his right foot. Lines it up. What has he done? He's hit the post. Well, it looked good, but the result was a point. 4-2 North Adelaide. The Bays a point.
Gee, as Peter said, his left foot wasn't good enough. He didn't need it. They didn't put any pressure on him at all, except he missed. Carey Salisbury across goal. Wayne Stringer makes the break. He's going to have to work hard. Carlaw close. That's a great tackle. Stringer was forced to thump it out of bounds deliberately. The crowd want a free. Umpire Kinnear not interested. Throw in on the half-forward right flank, Carey. In opposition to Parsons. North by 25 points, Kernahan. The star at the moment, Jarman around the corner. Well marked in defence by Cruz. Gives a chance now, McDermott. Centre half back, thought about Gibbs. Has a chance to run it out. Looking for someone to kick to. There's absolutely nobody. He's got to go for the safety of the line. He's just had no one up front to kick to. Hewitt's there, but he'll be collared by Tiller. Gets the kick up towards Woodlands. Well played, Simmons. Runs into his own teammate. Gives Woodlands the chance. He's free. The flyer goes down the outer side. Puts out the pass. Looking for Hall. Can't get there. Quickly back on it now is Stephen Riley, and he'll bounce out of defence.
Well, he's going to be caught. Oh, he just got a kick away in time. Kernahan in front of Carlaw. Did it well. Sure hands. Got a shove as he got a kick forward. Into the pocket it goes at the back. Riley again. John Riley over the top. Stephen bounding out of defence, but he's got no one to kick it to. Parsons calling for it long. Oh, he's got 3 to beat. Carey got a hand on it. On the ground, Gibbs. Oh, caught high. Backed into that one, Gibbs, but the tackle was too high. Off he goes, wasting no time. This is a great chance now for the Bays, although his kick was an absolute shocker. And it's gone straight to Michael Redden, that centre half-back. Arlen on the run, Redden to ground, Sims away. North building again. The pass was intended for Hart. Beautifully taken by Salisbury. Great half volley. Oh, his handball. Miss Stringer. Carlaw a chance. Darren Jarman, danger man. Puts it in line, but there's no one back there. Getting back for the Bays to take the mark. No, but he's got plenty of time to recover. Is Max Cruz.
Well, he needed it too. Andrew Jarman can't cut it off. Gibbs fainted after he touched it, but he got one across the back of the head, so it's a Ross Gibbs free kick. He replaced Kidney earlier this quarter. Kim Cott playing in the centre. I tell you what, there have been that many punches thrown in this first quarter. Far more than kicks or handballs, I can assure you. You can't see them all because most of them are behind the play. Ross Gibbs in front of the scoreboard out there. North leading 26 points to 1. Gibbs centres it. Not good defensive work there by North Adelaide. Off they go, the Bays. Simmons will cut that off. So Peter Carey's kick went astray. Played well, Simmons. Now North Adelaide players on their own. Redden, Klomp, tough as they come. Slams it to half forward. Murphy's in front. Whoop, whoop, careful. Murphy's got the mark. Brings it back to the centre of the ground, Stringer. Stringer's playing on the ball. He hasn't got a man at the moment. McDermott. Marshall. Gradually building something up the Bays. Tony Hall from behind. Didn't mark it. Oh, good handball out from Clisby. Simmons will run away for North Adelaide. He's got no one to boot it to. He'll have to go longer. Andrew Jarman. Stringer. Good mark. Centre wing. Beating everything. He's running on the ball with Maynard. That ball didn't go very far then. Neatly trapped by Carlaw. Carlaw thinks about a handball. Back to Andrew Jarman it goes. He goes short to Hart. Hart will play on to get run down, but he gets a kick away. Centre half forward. Parsons, Roberts. Whoop. Sims on the run through. Very close. Oh, James West, very lucky. A free kick, and that will go to Salisbury.
High tackle. Whips it out wide. Gibbs, short as Wayne Stringer. Also has the choice of Brother Allen. He'll give it to Brother Wayne on the left leg. The Bays go forward to the half-forward line. Stephen Riley back in defence. Back there was Clisby. The umpire said play on Hall. Clisby, Simmons. In there is John Riley as well. And the umpire will ball it up on the half-forward line for Glenelg. They trail a point to 4-2. 25 minutes gone almost in the 1987 Grand Final. Redden against Tony Hall. Comes out Klomp. Quickly now Tiller. Bad bounce, Wayne Stringer. Likewise, Grenvold and Carey, who collars the footy. Well played there by Burton. Tried to get it out. The umpire's going to give him a free kick. Well, I don't know who he pushed him in the back. He seemed to go down on the top of Carey. But Craig Burton has the free kick, I can assure you, on the half-forward line to put him into attack. Now, Roberts not about to lead. Off he goes now. Here's a chance for Roberts to lead. Gets his feet off the ground, can't get the ball. Salisbury back in defence. Parsons there as well. Salisbury close to the line. stringer back, but won't get there before the ball goes out of play.
Right half forward flank, North Adelaide into attack. They lead by 25 points. And we're into time on first quarter by about 15 seconds. It's been all North Adelaide. Carey. Here's a chance. Burton, Sims, a miraculous goal earlier. Is this number 2 for him? It's coming back. Sims goals.
Oh, that was a great goal there by Sims, and he dragged the ball back. He's rode very well this quarter. And started, he's the run-on player, in fact, because Hart started in the square. But that was brilliant when Sims slammed it through with the left boot. 2 great snaps. 5-2 North Adelaide. The Bays a point.
At the bounce, North by 31 points. A brilliant opening into time on first quarter. Redden gets it easily. Can't find Hart. Carey. The umpire's going to give him, no, a kick against him. North can't complain about the first quarter in that area. The free kick going to North Adelaide centre field, plus his 15 metres. 6th kick, Peter Bennett brings him to the half-forward line. Can't quite make the distance, but he's got Parsons and Roberts up there, puts it up for one of them. Gee, it's a high one. Roberts comes out, almost a grab. He's got the footy, hooks back. Umpire goes galloping, and that's going to be well offline. In fact, out of play on the full, and the penalty free will go to Ross Gibbs.
Yes, Gibbs deep in that back pocket, and the Bays have been under siege in this first term. That's silly stuff from Sims. You'll get 15 metres. That is totally undisciplined. Gibbs now, aided by that 15 metres. Kick the Bays out of trouble for the moment at least. Centre wing, Kernahan in front. Maynard conspicuous by his absence in this first quarter. Stephen Riley puts it into the pocket. Sims looking for somebody to come to jump. There was nobody there. Salisbury took it easily. Gibbs lapes across the goals. Will find James West. He'll go over the top to Murphy. Now he can use Hewitt, and he has. Darren Jarman comes to cover up, but he can't get there in time. The Hewitt kick searches for Woodlands. He won't quite get to it. It bounced just inside the line, and he pushed it over. Throw in on the outer side. 2.5 minutes into time on. North Adelaide leading by 31 points.
They certainly played well. Stephen Sims has booted 2, Darren Jarman 2, and John Roberts 1. And they've had a supremacy in ruck this quarter as well. They're playing in front. Darren Jarman, he's been sensational. 6 kicks, Darren Jarman. This man's played well too. 7th kick coming up now. Well, that's not a good kick though. In fact, it went straight over the top of Wayne Stringer as well. Max Cruz recovered well. Darren Jarman didn't get a jump away at that ball. It's a free kick to Glenelg. It'll go to Hall. Clisby's on Hall. There's a few players falling over out there. Hall goes deep, right half forward flank. Big pack of players standing down. Clisby gets out of trouble pretty well. Gives it over to Tiller. Tiller was met late, but not very hard. Oh, that went over the top of Cruz and Murphy. Cruz recovers, but dangerously close to the line out there, and the crowd wanted holding the ball, but in fact he took it over. We'll see a ball in left half forward flank. In fact, the siren has gone to end a great quarter of football for North Adelaide in their search for the 1987 grand final. They lead 5-2, the Bays 1 point. Welcome back to Football Park. It's quarter time. What a great start to North Adelaide. It leads 5-2 to the Bays 1 point. And for North Adelaide, Darren Jarman, Sims got 2 each, and Roberts also snapped a fine goal. Graham Campbell on the bench down there. I think before the game we worked out just about every move, except we thought that perhaps Stephen Riley might have been on Hall, but Clisby is. And in the first quarter, I thought he did a pretty good job.
I've got to admit, Peter, it worked out pretty well. But did you notice the one move that Graham Corns did make in the first quarter that more or less conceded? He felt that North Adelaide would be in attack. He put Ross Gibbs as a loose man in defence. Of course, that was okay, but it left Stephen Riley a loose man in the North Adelaide defence. And each time went past into the Glenelg forward line, Riley had a ball, as did Gibbs in the back line. So one move counteracted the other. I do think that Graham Corns conceded that they'd be in attack.
Right, this time Glenelg going with the breeze. Your caller, Ian Day.
North Adelaide by 31 points as umpire Kinnear puts the ball down. Redden gets the first tap away up towards Murphy. Bennett with a chance now. Cleverly to Sims. Sims can't get it out. Oh, yes, he can to Jarman. Jarman slips it. Burton, he bolts. Heads it on its way. That's a goal! What a great start. Brilliantly done from woe to go. Burton kicks his first. North Adelaide 6-2 to 1 point in the 87 grand final.
Oh, gee, just the tonic that North Adelaide were looking for. An early goal in this second quarter into the breeze, something the Bays couldn't do for a whole term. Superb effort. Great finishing handball to Burton. He doesn't miss from there. He's kicked his first. North have their sixth. What a performance. 6-2 they are. The Bays are a point.
Carey in, over the top went Redden. Murphy came through pretty hard, but the Bays are going to have to get something going in here pretty soon. North are 6-2, the Bays are a point. We're a minute into the second quarter. Well, Redden just grabbed hold of Carey then. Players go in pretty hard. Maynard hasn't really been into the act so far in this game, but he's had 2 kicks. But really the game has just started, really. Redden played a fine first quarter against Peter King. Again, we're going to see another bounce down in the centre. Umpires Kinnear and Thorpe. I thought they maintained pretty good control there, considering that there were fights all over the ground. I think they must have had some fairly strong words to say to a few people. We think that Wayne Stringer was reported, but that's as yet unconfirmed. In fact, there could have been 10 or 12 reported in. I don't know if you saw any others that were likely candidates.
Well, I thought saw about 20 that could have been reported, Peter, but how would you ever know? And gee, some of those punches, had they hit, would have put heads into the middle of the lake. Carey gets the tap out. Murphy can't. Jarman can again. That's Andrew type. Floats one up towards Hart. Chances his arm, can't get the set right there with him. Salisbury. Out he goes. The saddle goes on. Hart comes out with a footy, but in the meantime, umpire Thorpe comes in for a bounce. 6-2 to a point. 2 minutes into the second quarter. But then again, I remember North Adelaide led by 5 or 6 goals this time last year. Mistake occurred in their offensive movement, and suddenly the Bays were back in the fight. Here they go again. Maynard, who's been quiet, has got to challenge Bennett. Gets the footy out now towards McDermott through the half-forward line. Ducks back in. North loses his foot. He's going to get a free kick. Ducked into it by Tiller. Once again, the players come up fighting. There's the tackle. A little high, ducked the chutney. But McDermott will have a shot for goal from about 45 metres out. Do you think the Bays ever need a goal right now? Chris McDermott, wind assisted, ought to make the distance. 7th kick. The Bays down by 37 points. A massive deficit. McDermott's kick is hooked offline. A point only. The Bays have managed only 2 points, and they trail North to a 6-2.
They cannot find the goals at the moment. Arnold will bring the ball back into play. Sanders wants it short. He's not going to use him. He's got 2 back here, Andrew Jarman and O'Reilly. It went over both their heads, and I think you'll find that'll be out of bounds without the ball being touched. And a free kick will be Mark Hewitt's. Gibbs went off into the pocket. Hewitt doesn't want to use him. Fine shot that. Seabone's on a let off. Great courage. That took superb courage. The North Adelaide player was cutting across in front of him, and he's hurt himself. It was Kim Klomp, and look at the courage of both of them, Klomp and Seabone. Seabone never varied off his line, neither did Klomp, and he's hurt himself, but he's tough. He is very tough, Kim Klomp. Seabone, who missed one early in the first quarter, a relatively easy shot for him. He now takes his time as the trainers attend to Kim Klomp, who was probably more hurt than I first anticipated. He's on his feet now, but he's very groggy indeed. So he might have some trouble around the knee area. Bit of skin lost. That wouldn't be the complaint. It'd be something inside the knee as Seabone shoots for goal, and they still not can convert. Klomp looks as though he's coming off. Seabone kicks another point. The Bays are 3 points. North Adelaide is 6-2.
Well, all I can say is it will be a major loss to North Adelaide if Kim Klomp has to come off, because it takes about 30 to 40% of their normal dose of aggression out of a game. Good mark out there to David Kernahan. This may unsettle North Adelaide as David Kernahan slams it back towards full forward. Ross Gibbs is there. He's doing everything he can to mark the ball. Tony Hall as well. Simmons played a superb first quarter. Put it over there to Tiller. Tiller uses the right boot this time. He wants to go as far as Redden. Can he find the big Orroroo farmer? He did. But the ball gets slammed straight down the throat there of Maynard. So the Bays are starting to find players now. Clomp straight into the dressing room. Slattery onto the ground. Slattery's gone into defence. I don't really know what he's going to do in defence. Lovely looking kick, but it's gone through for a point. The Bays are 4 points. North Adelaide are 6-2, and Ian Day, Clomp's loss, if it is a loss, if he's off the ground for the rest of the game, that is, will hurt North Adelaide.
I agree, Peter, wholeheartedly. Gee, what a great game he played in the second semi. And one remembers the incident last year when Robertson lost the footy and the Bay scored. Now Slattery's in defence, as Peter said, gets the kick away towards centre wing. Murphy's there, slips it back. Slattery almost takes it out of the hands of Hewitt, can't control it, and the ball is out of play at centre wing. 6-2 plays 4 points.
6 minutes into this second quarter, still the Bays are goalless. Carey against Parsons. Carey won it. Maynard now getting into the game, had a very quiet first term. Puts it to half forward. Clisby goes back, can't mark it. Simmons the star in defence for North Adelaide, but he's got a few good mates. Oh, well intercepted. Winton tore through that, got it to Gibbs in the pocket. Oh, fumbles, takes it, plays on. Here's a go for the Bays. Over the top to Seabohm, and they've got one. The Bays have got there first. It's taken them 6.5 minutes in the second quarter. They're 1-4, North 6-2.
Well, there's no doubt that if you make errors, the Bays will make you pay for them, and that went right along the boundary line there to Gibbs. Oh, he was right on the line there, but he kept the ball in, got it across to Seabohm. The Bays have got there first. They're 1-4, North Adelaide 6-2.
What they needed. It was a great effort there by Ross Gibbs. I thought he was going to settle and have a shot himself, but he decided to handball. At the bounce. North Adelaide by 28 points. Now the Bay starting to look a better unit. Carey lifts himself higher. Can't get it out. McDermott tries to get it away. Carlaw now. Also Andrew Jarman. Carlaw the high tackle. To send the Roosters into attack. Kicks long to the half-forward line. Out there is Sims. Parsons at the back, but in front Salisbury. Playing a lot better this week after a couple of low ones after his concussion. Carey has to run hard for that one. Roberts now a chance. Jim West off the half-back line. Hewitt. The Bay starting to run. Wayne Stringer. Tiller could hit him. Down he goes. Redden's got the footy. Hall wants it on the lead. Is Seabohm. Brilliantly done. Simmons in defence. And he takes the timely mark in the back pocket.
Well, it's been a masterly performance by Simmons to date. Fifth kick. Cut off another promising Bay move. Redden got it to Tiller. Arnold on the run. Needs a sit here. Under pressure now, but it came back to him. Well, his handball was not a good one. Sims could be murdered in there, but he got it on beautifully to Burton. Here he goes, the racehorse. Look at him go. 30 metres and closing, and he goes. Burton, a great goal. Great football, North Adelaide. He's got two. North 7-2, the Bays 1-4.
Magnificent run by North Adelaide. They were all involved. Sims's last handball over there to Burton was a ripper. Burton went through half forward. I tell you what, when he gets a yard on you, forget the rest. Put it straight through the centre. Burton's kicked his second goal. Marvellous performance for the half forward, and North Adelaide maintained that winning, or that lead, 7-2 to the Bays 1-4.
North by 34. Into attack they go again. Hart puts it up now for Roberts. Almost. Oh, yes, it is. Great mark. Oh, he took a second. Almost a third grab. Thought he'd lost it. West right there with him all the way. There's the first. And there's the second. Fine mark in the full forward left pocket for John Robert. Kicked a fine goal in the first quarter. 30 metres out. 45-degree angle. 34 points. North Adelaide lead. Roberts, 102 games in the minor round, or 102 goals in the minor round. You wouldn't think it. To have a look at that. Parsons. Well, the kick was a shocker, but Parsons, all 203 centimetres of him, takes the easy mark as Clomp re-enters the arena after taking that heavy knock, with the eyes of North Adelaide squarely on number 28. Another goal here, and gee, the task of Glenelg looks insurmountable. Footy's a funny game. Parsons nudges it through. That's his first. Kick number 5. North Adelaide career away. 8-2 to 1-4 in the 87 grand final.
Oh, gee, they really are playing extremely good footy, North Adelaide. The Bays threw everything at them in the opening minutes, have taken all that, mopped it up, absorbed it, and now they're playing champagne football. The Roberts kick wasn't a good one, but the Parsons mark was, and his kick has converted. North on the trot, 8-2, the Bays 1-4.
No doubt that Parsons is hurting them a bit back there with his height against Max Cruz. Peter Carey against Redden. Andrew Jarman very slick to Hart. Hart gets them forward again. Sims might go for a mark this time. Up he goes, can't take it. Wayne Stringer trying to run the ball out. Tapped it forward. Hewitt, Sims. It's a bit of a terrier there, Sims. He's lost a boot. He applies a tackle. Umpire didn't see it. Darren Jarman takes off. Oh, what a great goal. That's his third. Big goal, Darren Jarman. North Adelaide 9-2. The Bays 1-4 in the 87 grand final.
Well, they're excited, all right, and so they ought to be. Seventh kick to Darren Jarman, third goal, and not one of them has looked like missing. Just have a look at the confidence and the way that he approaches the ball, strides off, balances, and that ball never ever looked like going anywhere else but right through the centre of the goal. North Adelaide is on fire, and don't they know it, but the danger is complacency.
Bays looking lethargic, trailing by 46 points, 11.5 minutes into the second quarter. Carlaw sidestepped beautifully. Murphy cut it up, but he's put Kernahan under the hammer. Goes back to Murphy, who flips it out to Wayne Stringer. The umpire's whistle has sounded. The ball will have to be returned. It's going to be a Glenelg free kick at centre-half back, but they had the advantage. Now the ball's been returned to Kernahan. Kernahan kick is to centre-half forward. Tony Hall. Thump clear by Clisby. McDermott caught by Hart. Gets it to Maynard, who gets unloaded by Darren Jarman, and North go forward yet again. Parsons unattended is marking everything that comes his way. Chips in short. Bennett running for it. Salisbury comes to cut him off. He does so successfully. A well-distributed handball finds Michael Murphy. The Murphy kick into the middle of the ground finds Maynard. So the Bays in trouble. Alan Stringer got it from Maynard. Oh, the handball is a terrible one. Winton gets dragged off it, and North are clear again as Andrew Jarman's pass was intended for Parsons. Kernahan got to the front spot, but as you can see, there are 4 North Adelaide jumpers to 1 Bay. Now 2, but they beat them easily. Sanders careers away. He goes over the top to Carlaw, back to Sanders, the 2 wingers exchanging handballs. Sanders puts it in for Roberts in front, West at the back and Cruz, but a free kick is going to be paid, and it's going to the North Adelaide champion full forward, John Roberts, in the forward pocket for hanging on. Here it is. West got it clear over the shoulder. There he goes, pulling him back. And Roberts a chance to kick his second goal. He's booted 100 for the season, 107 to date, in fact. 46 points is their lead. Roberts with a drop punt, or won't even make the distance. Not a good kick. At the back, Parsons tried to get it clear. Very close to the line. Salisbury can't compete with the big man. Now it's out of play. Well, Parsons had got clear, but the umpire signified it was out of bounds. Throw in the left forward pocket.
A massive 46-point lead to North Adelaide presently. Over the top goes Roberts. Kick it forward, though, is not going to get a score. Runs right into the pocket. McDermott can't quite keep it in, so we'll see another throw-in just on the other side now of the goal-scoring zone. Parsons is doing his job up in that forward pocket. He's certainly making it hard for Cruz. He's just too tall. Salisbury takes that one, gives it to Carey. Carey shoots it wide. Penetrating handball. Glenelg on the left boot, puts it out in front of Tony Hall, but I think it might beat him out of bounds. It does. Just the attack side of centre wing. And Daisy, you'd have to be a supreme optimist at this stage if you think that the Bays could win.
Yes, Peter, I don't think they'd get too much of my money. I think that Tiger's smiling. I don't know why. The throw in, half forward, right flank. Carey gets the tap away, can't find Stringer, finds McDermott. He loses it. Well done, Burton. Murphy there with him. Burton, however, gives it to Wayne Stringer. Smothered. Hewitt our chance at centre half back. Looks for pass off, can't. Hart, if he can get it out to Parsons, he gives it away now to Klopp. On the left foot, straightens up, heads for goal and misses. Excellent opportunity. Klopp has come back with sheer courage, but on that occasion on his left leg just wasn't quite up to the task and boots the North Adelaide 4th point.
Look at the difference. 9-3 to 1-4. 47 points to the lead. Jarman at the back. Andrew in trouble from Kernahan, but gets it clearly to Carlaw, who chips short. Sims on a lead, accepts the pass. Salisbury was over the mark, but Sims doesn't waste any time. Hart ran to the pocket, and that was beautifully put by Sims, although the angle is pretty acute from where Hart has taken the mark, and it would take a very fine kick to goal from there. Hart is about 45 metres from goal, tucked in tight, as you can see. The boundary line adjacent to him. Hart kick, as you can see, is coming around, but not enough into the square. Bennett, Parsons claims it. Parsons goals! No! Parsons missed. He had a shot from only 5 metres, and as it left his boot, I thought it was going to be a goal. North have got their 4th point now. They're 9-4. They lead by 8 clear goals.
Parsons once again showed that he is a man to be reckoned with down there with that superior height. Big punch away from that pack. Alan Stringer, haven't seen him since the first quarter. He threw that one away. Oh, the desperation of Klomp. Excuse me, I tell you what, you cannot hurt Klomp. It's just not possible. He is quite an extraordinary man. You consider his great game 2 weeks ago against Norwood. I think he really got North Adelaide into a grand final. They've got to thank him for a lot. And he's out there today. He's showing the way. Have a look at that. He's got the bear hug on. And Chris McDermott at the base of the pack. North Adelaide 9-4, the Bays 1-4. It was a real boxing match in the first quarter. We'll try and clarify reports, if any, during the match. McDermott's kick back towards half forward. Clisby and Hall. I tell you what, Clisby's done well, although the ball hasn't been down there that much. There's a free kick. It will go to John Riley. John Riley is terribly upset about that. Kidney came in. Now Riley came back and had a word to Kidney all about that one, Daisy.
Yes, he certainly didn't hit him in the kidney, Peter. And Riley wasn't happy about it. He said, well, you know, that's not the way to play football. I tend to agree, but gee, there's been a few of them. Hart gets it out to Darren Jarman. At centre wing, he puts it in long, leading Salisbury. Sims there with him. Oh, took his eyes off the football. Salisbury back again with him is Grenvold, but the ball is out of play, half forward right flank. North Adelaide by plenty. 18 minutes into the second quarter, threatening to make a rout of the grand final. It'll be disappointing for about 50,000 sporting fans here this afternoon, not to mention the viewers out there through 7. Kernahan got it from Alan Stringer. Kernahan puts it to the half forward line. Out Trundle Seabohm, doesn't get started. Back in defence, Darren Jarman. Tried to get it out, couldn't. Seabohm looks for help. Can't find the handle. In there goes Riley. Gives a chance. Sanders, here they go again. Hardy's got one to beat. Gets around Cruz nicely. Klomp, 45 metres out. Bennett run down. Hart can't get it out. In go the bodies. Hart still in there fighting. Gets it out now. Parsons shoots for goal. 40 metres out. Goal! Brilliantly done. Parsons second. North hit double figures. 8 kick. 10-4 to 1-4 in the 1987 grand final.
Oh, North, absolutely supreme. They battled so hard. Daryl Hart virtually worked his heart out in there. Finally got it to Parsons, and the big fella has goal.
19 minutes, second quarter. North Adelaide playing a magnificent brand of football. Aggression, skill, they've got everything. They're using the first movement by hand or foot, and they're just routing Glenelg at the moment as Carlaw slams it back towards Andrew Jarman. In goes Alan Stringer. He tries to find Murphy, best man on the ground last week. There's another fight on out there. Alan Stringer and Bennett. Port Adelaide supporters there on the bench. It's on centre wing. We'll see a throw in. Redden and Carey in ruck. Number 5, Peter Carey. Number 42, Mick Redden. Redden's done extremely well today. So is that man, Darren Jarman. Possibly best man on the ground at this point. We're approaching 20 minutes of the second quarter. North Adelaide by 9 goals.
Yes, the crowd is starting to sing. I don't know what it's all about, but the voice is floating up to the 7 commentary box. Carey gets the tap away. McDermott can't get it out. Carlaw the tackler. In go the players. And Peter Carey's looking a little disconsolate out there as he sees that his side's leading by 54 points. Had a magnificent season. They're starting to wear him down, McDermott. But a free kick is going here. I think it's the way of Carey as they shape up once again to have a little altercation. And Big Super will put them in from centre wing. Now, looks for some movement. Tony Hall, who hasn't been able to get off the leash, goes to meet this one. Loses out. In goes Simmons. Hall at the bottom of the pack. On goes the saddle again, and umpire Thorpe in for the bounce.
20.5 minutes into the quarter. 10-4 plays 1-4. North Adelaide on top. Michael Nunan must be ecstatic at the moment. Bounce at centre half forward. Carey clomp again at the bottom of the pack. Clisby. Oh, Kidney hit him high and hard. Thorpe goes in to sort them out. Will he pay the free? I think he may. Clisby gets to his feet. He's done a very good job. Oh, he's going to handball that off too. Quite wisely decided not to. So North have met every attack that the Bays could throw them. Met them soundly and then turned them into attack themselves. Murphy from the back punches clear. The ball has gone out of bounds. Out of side Footy Park, a capacity house in, a huge crowd, great conditions, and North Adelaide absolutely killing the Bays.
There's no doubt that they're committed. You saw then when Clisby was hit by Kidney that John Riley came in straight away. They're just not caring about the pain of the affair. All they want to do is win, irrespective of what it costs. It's pretty obvious they're going in with everything. They're leading by 9 goals, and there hasn't been 1 second of let up since that opening bounce, that fiery opening bounce. Umpire Kinnear's in charge. He and his colleague Neville Thorpe doing a good job. Tiger coach Graham Corns, he would know more than anyone that the Bays are in trouble, but to win a game you've got to be in front at the final siren. North haven't won it yet. Bennett, right half forward flank, out of bounds. We'll see another throw in about 45 metres around from the North Adelaide goal.
22 minutes gone, second quarter. North in attack again. They've been there most of the afternoon. Parsons, Redden with the back play. Parsons, Sims has to unload it to Carlaw. Aerial ping pong. Glenelg back across the line again. A throw in on the half forward right flank once more. Game settled down a little bit. Not so much aggro out there. Maybe players are just getting a little tired. Not many smiles on the faces of Bay supporters, but they've been there for a couple of years. Super Carey gets a free kick, half-back flank, and he'll edge the ball up towards Marshall, who wants it. No, he's covered by Andrew Jarman. Screws a nice-looking ball up towards centre field. Big leap up there, not successful. Kidney. Stringer gets it out. Well intercepted there, Sanders. He's going to get a free kick for hanging on. Might even get 15 metres as well. Sanders now quickly sets off Bennett, goes towards that player. In comes Super Carey, and he'll take the easy mark in defence.
Carey pushes it to McDermott. Sends a long one to the feet of West. West goes over the top to Hewitt, but puts him straight under pressure. The kick is towards half forward. John Riley, masterly effort at ankle height. Gets it to Andrew Jarman. Sims is loose. North building. They want one short. Roberts on the lead. Parsons at the back. Off hands. Salisbury first to recover. Here's an opportunity now for the Bays as Mark Hewitt is loose. Alan Stringer wants it short. Cruz went off on a lead, but the ball goes over the top to Stringer. Marshall on the run. North Jarman ran straight into him. Cruz in trouble, gets it forward. Well, he's going to get one for a high tackle. He may have been a bit lucky, but no doubt that there was a slight infringement there. Max Cruz, half forward right. Seabohm heads off for the lead, but he's kicked it straight to Redden, who will have no trouble in marking that. Badly put by Cruz, and now look at North Adelaide. Players everywhere. John Riley to Clomp. Clomp at great recovery after being off the field for about 5 minutes. Puts it to half forward. West was the leaper. Murphy controls it in front of him. Hewitt in front of Hart, gets caught, manages a handball away. Parsons close to the line. Oh, well done, Hewitt. Kept it in play brilliantly. Alan Stringer, Marshall, Long. Up for North Adelaide went Stephen Riley at the back. Gibbs, Simmons rather comes to cover up. And again they've turned defence into attack as they push it wide to Carlaw. Out in front of David Kernahan. Support from Simmons, and North will go forward.
Both those players have played superbly, Carlaw and Simmons. In fact, North Adelaide obviously hasn't had a passenger Salisbury out in front of Burton. He's caught. No doubt about North Adelaide's leg speed today. It's there all over the ground, and their skill level far higher than that of the Bays at this stage. We're into time on second quarter. The Bays trailing by 9 goals, and if they go into the break trailing by that or more, curtains. Push to the line again. I think there might be a free kick, or has it gone out of bounds? In fact, it has gone out of bounds. We'll see another throw in right half forward flank there for North Adelaide. Alan Stringer would appear to be in the centre of the ground now. Carey on his own. Oh, Parsons. Pirouette. Like a ballet dancer out of that one. Roberts in front. The punch away comes. James West caught. Bit slow to get rid of it. Bennett in there very hard. Out it goes to Parsons. Here they go again. Roberts into an open goal. That's his second. North Adelaide 11-4. The Bays 1-4 in the 87 grand final.
Oh yes, that's brilliant football. There's no other word for it. Their use of the footy is just so great. Their determination to get the ball out. Parsons is casual as you like. John Roberts says thank you for all his birthdays that come at once and put on his second. And the Bays now lead by a massive 10 goals. Glenelg, that is. Sorry, North.
11-4, plays 1-4. Slattery on. Big Parsons off to have a rest. He looks fairly well euchred on the side of the boundary line. He's gasping for air, the big fella, but geez, played a great game. He's had 13 possessions, Parsons, in a half of football. Alan Stringer puts it towards half forward. Darren Jarman, supreme. Played a blinder of a game. Tiller lopes out of defence. Maynard can't catch him. The kick is to half forward. Bennett going back with Murphy. Good mark. And very strong in the air, Murphy, on that occasion. No doubt best on ground last week in the preliminary final. He's had his difficulties today. That kick was intended for Marshall. He's got to work hard for it now. He's lost it. Andrew Jarman went for Slattery, too long. Murphy across, on hands and knees, needs help. Marshall will supply it. Marshall's kick is intended for Maynard. These Bay players are really struggling for leg power. Look at that. Sanders stood him up about 5 metres, caught him quickly, and then pushed the ball out of play. 27.5 minutes, second quarter. North Adelaide leading by 10 goals.
Hard to believe that a 10-goal margin at half-time in a grand final. Peter Carey wants to play on. He wants to get things moving. He'd like a couple before the break, but I don't think he's going to get them. Carlaw's going to be paid. High tackle, according to umpire Kinnear. Shoots it out wide. There goes Hart and Hall. Hall is going to beat him for that with a good bounce. He gets it back to Alan Stringer. Alan Stringer's got a space to move in as he slams it back towards centre half forward, or Darren Jarman again. Over the top went Maynard. Kidney had it again, lost it twice. Nothing is going right for the Bays. Simmons, Tiller, Simmons again. He's been a star, Simmons, in the back pocket. Puts it out wide. Bennett and Slattery. Bennett got the benefit of a bounce, a good bounce. Back he goes onto his right boot, gives it to Slattery. If he can kick a goal, forget the rest. But it's a daisy cutter, and he's put it straight down the throat of James West.
Someone mentioned me. Ball goes out now to Stringer. Half back line. That's Wayne type. He'll find Tony Hall back in defence. He's on his lonesome out there. He can bound his way through the centre line. The half forward line, only kick number 3. Puts it up now for Cruz. That's well dispatched and a good lead. Cruz gives a chance now to Marshall. Marshall through the half forward line, goes in long. Going to drop short. Seabohm there with him is Arnold. Could concede a point. Yes, he does. They don't have to worry about the points. It's only the goals that count. And they still lead 11-4 to 1-5.
The Bays with their only goal in the first half, and that came at the 7.5 minute mark of this second quarter. North Adelaide, in the meantime, have booted 11. Hard at the bottom. McDermott has had problems today. That gets a bit of manhandling, and he gives a bit back. Here they go. Now, who'll come in? Umpire Kinnear just watches them as they both apply a headlock. Quite sensibly, no other players came in. Well, that's how it should be.
Actually, that's quite extraordinary, isn't it? Well, Chris McDermott getting reported now. What on earth for? But just to see 2 players like that, David, just stand in front of the umpire and decide to have a fight.
What in the heck was he reported for?
Unduly rough play.
Why not the other one then?
Well, I suppose who was the aggressor and who was doing all the rough play? I don't know. Umpire Kinnear decided it was McDermott. Better ask him after the game.
Takes 2 to tango. Siren has gone at Football Park. kick is on the way, but it will not get towards the goal. So it is half-time. Michael Nunan goes down into the change rooms, a very happy man, one would feel. At half-time in the 87 grand final.
It's still on, David. They haven't stopped yet. There were a couple of more punches thrown after the siren went, and the umpires came in to separate players again.
Well, now they have, so it is half-time. North Adelaide, a supreme second quarter. What a performance they've put on, Peter.
Utterly magnificent. When you look at the performance of Jarman, he's been a real leader. Parsons in that forward pocket, Mick Redden in ruck, and Klomp. The courage of Klomp has really been an inspiration to the North Adelaide players. At the break, the half-time break, they've got a stranglehold on this game on the 1987 grand final. They're 11-4, the Bays 1-5.
North with a stranglehold on the 87 grand final, leading by 59 points as we pick up the second half at Footy Park. Carey against Redden at the centre bounce. Redden gets up the high, doesn't get the tap out. Klomp in there again, try to break his way clear. Geez, a terrier in there, but he just can't get out, and the umpire will have to re-ball it up. North by plenty, making a one-act affair of the final, and now we'll see what the Bays can do to get themselves back into it. All try to get a handball out. Riley gave it back to Hart. Here's a chance now for the Tigers if they get a decent bounce. Alan Stringer let Wayne, his brother, go through. Or the bounce favours him here. Maynard with a chance. He needs help from there. Hooks around the corner. That's well put. Marshall stands his ground, takes the mark in the full forward left pocket. And the Bays would like a goal to start off the second half. Looking down the barrel, not a pretty sight, the scoreboard. A deficit of 59 points. And David Marshall, one of the most accurate kicks in football, has got a very difficult shot, 60-degree angle. The distance ought to be a soda. They need a start. He's hooked that one well offline. In fact, he's only just managed to point.
First quarter of them in the second half. They made a few changes. Cruz has gone to centre half back on Bennett, who played very well for North Adelaide. Looks as though Murphy may be on the ball. It could have been played to David Kernan and wasn't, or here they go north through Carlaw. He can run a long way yet. Kernahan closes on him, but Carlaw dispatches and he gets decked. And an FAD will be played, and we've talked about lack of discipline in North Adelaide in the last couple of years. Well, that was an object example of total lack of discipline by the Bayside. Parsons has got it.
David, I think he was frustrated when the umpire didn't pay the mark, and he went past Murphy like he's a signpost in his quest to get at Carlaw, and the rest is history.
Parsons has been a very good player for North. 10th kick. Well, look at that. Well done, Parsons. A brilliant goal. North Adelaide can do no wrong. Parsons boots his third. They're 12-5. The Bays are 1-6.
Well, that's just exactly what the Bays didn't want, because when Kernahan wasn't paid the mark, I agree with Ian Day, he was frustrated and he ran right along the grandstand boundary line then after Carlaw. Carlaw got rid of it. There was a slow tackle after the event. Parsons was given the free kick, and what a goal. 3 goals to Parsons. North 12-4, the Bays 1-6.
North into attack again. Fine mark in defence taken there by Hewitt. Hewitt to edge them out of defence towards the half-back line. McDermott's going to have to work hard. Courageous play there by Jarman. Stringer through. Salisbury in trouble, gets the kick away. Kernahan a little slow. Jarman swoops on it. Darren tight. Hart wants it, can't get it. Well played, Salisbury. Hustled him all the way and forced the ball over the line for a throw in the right forward pocket.
Their tackling is just too quick. Every time the Bays get the ball, there's at least one, many times 2 players straight at them. Carey and Parsons. Parsons eased Carey out. That's no mean feat. Dermott boots it forward. Tony Hall cannot get into the game. He's got that one all right, and Thisbe applied the headlock to him. Tony Hall's 4th kick only. He's not going to kick it. He's going to handball it to McDermott, who's on the run. McDermott puts it to half forward. Marshall goes to get it. He's obviously playing at half forward at the moment. Murphy battles hard in there for the Bays. John Riley, who's had a very good game at half-back for North. In fact, their total defence has eclipsed this attack of Bays to the tune that in a half of football in almost 4 minutes, they've only been able to kick 1 goal 6, Glenelg.
They're in a lot of trouble, and Graham Corn's sensing that. I think he's made a lot of moves, perhaps for the sake of making them, and just hoping that with a new format out there that something might happen. Great work there by Carlaw. Carey is clean bowled. Bennett with courage. Parsons, sure he goes. Off Sims. What a sensational handball. Burton makes Glenelg pay for it. That's his 3rd goal. North Adelaide on a sensational roll here at Football Park. 13-4, the Bays 1-6 in the 87 grand final.
Oh yes, Peter, walking on water will be their next trip. That handball by Sims, he back turned out of trouble. Let's have a look at it again. Sims just threw it out, and out came Burton. He just bolted, headed for the open spaces, and the rest is history again. 13-4 plays 1-6, and we're going to have to start to search the records for the lowest score in the history of grand finals.
Well, 70 points is the lead at the moment. We're 5 minutes exactly into the 3rd quarter. Carey and the Bays get their 2nd. Towards half forward they go. Murphy, I would think, would be playing at centre half forward. Riley on hands and knees, can't get it out. Tiller and Maynard have a bit of a wrestle. The umpire has sorted a free kick. It's going North's way. John Riley wants to go short to Redden. Will have to work hard. Salisbury took his legs from under him. Trying to get 15 metres now. That's a bit soft, really, because there was not a lot in that. Redden's kick towards half forward. Arnold, what's he doing there? The bottom was Bennett. And Bennett's been a fine player for North Adelaide today. In fact, they haven't had a passenger. To lead as comprehensively as they do at 70 points, they cannot afford them. Well, they just wouldn't have a passenger.
I wouldn't think so. McDermott in trouble and tackled very well. That's another feature of the North Adelaide performance today, is their tackling. It's been certain and it's been quick. Have a look at some of the moves. Donovan's at full-back. Cruz is now at centre-half back. Murphy's at centre-half forward. He's made a few. Clisby has stayed on Hall, and John Riley's taken on Murphy. But away go North Adelaide again. McGarry medals, premierships, take your pick. There's a goal. What a great goal to Andrew Jarman. His first from his 10th kick. North 4, the Bays 1-6.
Oh, a little bit of arrogance creeping into the North Adelaide game. Now Andrew Jarman at his best. He got the ball, chose to kick on the left leg, and he just indicated with a wave of the hand, no, don't bother the lead, I'm going to shoot for goal. And he popped it through on the left leg from about 50 metres out, and that's his first and North Adelaide's 14th goal. And there's just simply nothing the Roosters can't do this afternoon. They lead by 76 points.
.76 points is the margin at the 7-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Here they go again. The handball from Andrew Jarman gives Carlaw a chance. Now Stringer, but he can't get him. Carlaw's clear. He can just about get it from there, but he's going to go over the top to Sims. Sims wheels around onto the right foot. Oh, almost. I was going to say it was a goal for a moment. It looked awfully close and then just drifted across the goals and through for a point. Gee, 14-5 North Adelaide. Bays 1-6, Peter.
Well, I can't recall a side being beaten by so much early in the 3rd quarter, and away goes Parsons. Don't tell me he's booted another one. Excuse me, he has. That's his 12th kick and his 4th goal. He is elated. North of 15-5, and the Bays are 1-6 in the 87 grand final.
Michael Parsons just did a jig. I've never seen anything like it. Have you ever seen well, I don't know what, a dromedary or whatever, a camel dance? Have a look at this. After he kicks the goal, he put it through, and there he goes, a little touch, a little tango. I don't know why they're excited. They only lead by 14 goals.
4 goals to Michael Parsons, 2 to John Roberts, 3 to Darren Jarman and Craig Burton, and 2 to Stephen Sims, and they are totally eclipsing this. Rather dejected. Well, they'd have to be dejected now, Bayside. Carey's done his block. Jarman did the dying swan act. There was nothing whatsoever in that, just a little tap. Here it is, look, just a little tap, and now watch Andrew Jarman The best accents, Lawrence Olivia. Towards full forward they go again. Sims caught this time. That will be holding the ball. Well, Sims a bit aggro in there too. Mark Ewart is on the bottom, and he'll get the free, and lost his cool for the moment, Stephen Sims. He should regain his composure because he's been a very good player. There's a word to the boundary umpire there. It will be Mark Ewart's free kick. McDermott, we believe, may have been reported earlier, and if he doesn't watch it, he may get pinged again. Now around the boundary, he told the umpire, I think. Well, the umpire's got more than that job to do, Macca. The kick from Ewart is towards centre wing. Redden up high. Now Stephen Riley. On to Klomp it goes. Oh, he'll hand it off to Sanders. North with method towards full forward. Parsons again, but Donovan cut him off. He's going to be paid the mark.
Yes, you get the feeling at the 9.5-minute mark of the third quarter that Glenelg may have come to the realisation that they're not going to win this game. See, at half-time at 11-4 to 1-5, you can come out the third quarter and perhaps kick 4 or 5 quick ones and you're still in the game, but North Adelaide have booted the first 4 in this quarter, going to the southern end, and the Glenelg players are just sort of flat-footed, and I think they're walking around as though they realise that 87 is beyond them. Klomp and Salisbury, 2 of the tough men of South Australian football. There's another one, Parsons. He's gone down like a sack of spuds, but I don't think he really cares because it's a great tonic. It's an aphrodisiac. It's an opiate when you get the ball. It's like your daily fix. Away Tiller goes. This is football. Tiller drops it right into the pocket. Bennett from behind. A free kick will be paid though to Peter Carey.
A few names there, Peter. I don't know their numbers. Carey. Nice looking kick to the half-back line. But what the Bays must do now, they're obviously going to lose. They must settle down and lose with dignity. And the way they're going at the moment, giving away these foolish free kicks and thumping everything in sight, it's not going to do their dignity any good. Marshall, over now to Murphy, who's obviously playing in the forward area, puts it on its way towards Hall. Hall under a bit of pressure. You might say he's under a lot of pressure as they pile up in top of him, and he can't even come up for air, let alone get the ball out. And once again, we have a little tete-a-tete. And do you think that boundary umpire's in the war? He's having a real ball out there. Everyone's telling him where to go. Must be a hell of a grand final for him.
Yeah, I would say that he was under a bit of pressure. Bounce at half forward. 83 points is the difference. North Adelaide, after successive losses, surely must win from here. Stephen Riley boots them towards half forward. Bennett's late attempt. Carey may be paid. If not a mark, then a free kick for over the shoulder. I think Bennett might have hurt himself. Maynard gets it from Carey. Gibbs all alone at centre half forward. Takes the easiest of marks. All the tempo gone out of the game at the moment as Gibbs puts one into the pocket, or he's well offline. That's out of bounds on the full. Well, that is just symptomatic of the day that they're having. They've only been able to kick 1-6 in a half and 12 minutes of football, and put it out of bounds. That's pretty ordinary stuff.
Pretty hard to find good players for the Bays. I don't think there's any doubt that Peter Carey is probably their best player at this stage. He's a man with a big heart. He won't give up, but I don't think he's got much help out there at the moment. Chris McDermott playing well for the Bays too as he slams it back towards full forward. Or nearly a Clisby mark offhand. Seabone's kicked the entire Glenelg score. He's just booted their second. The Bays are 2-6. North Adelaide 15-5 now in the 87 grand final.
Yes, well, they needed that one. But, you know, it's just an effort of a dying tiger. There was a lot of players who flew for it in the square, and Seabone came out behind the pack, and he had time just to grab the ball and wheel around onto the left leg and kick his second goal.
2-6 plays 15-5. We're at the 13-minute mark, third quarter, 87 grand final. Capacity House in, and all Bay supporters here at the moment just must be wondering how this could possibly be. Towards half forward they go again. Kidney a chance on the ground. Simmons has played a sterling game for North Adelaide. Murphy caught, and Simmons will be the recipient. Murphy's been swung into attack in this third term, but really hasn't mattered much. The Simmons kick is towards centre wing, and David Kernahan takes a fine mark. Carey mentioned by Peter Marker as being the Bay's best, and I'd have to agree, but McDermott has worked pretty hard also. He had 13 possessions in the first half. He's had 20 now, so 7 in this quarter. It's a fine effort. That's a lovely pass too from Tony Hall. Off goes Seabohm. Marshall looks for him. He doesn't quite make the distance, and down to the ground goes Seabohm. Marshall after it again, hooks back in towards goals. Gibbs is at the back, jumps high but can't. Tiller to Stephen Riley, now Darren Jarman. Again North out of the fences, he chips in short to Simmons.
What an outstanding player Simmons has been. It's not only since they got on top, he was one of the players that was going full bore right from the word go. McDermott from behind, off hands, out of bounds, and we'll see a throw in just the attack side of centre wing for the Bays. And a sterling performance by North Adelaide. Mick Nunan started with his opening line-up as they line up against Norwood. He had Klomp and Sims in the centre square at the beginning. I don't think Andrew Jarman's really gone to centre at all in this match. But those run-on players for North Adelaide, particularly Darren Jarman, Sims, Klomp, Andrew Jarman around the half-forward line, have been magnificent. Redden's been good. Parsons has been superb in the forward pocket. Alan Stringer now for the Bays, puts him forward. Free kick to Stephen Riley, and been a pretty useful player too. Been more disciplined than I have seen him. Pushes it out towards Kim Klomp. He'll be swamped. But Tiller takes it off hands. He's tackled well. Perhaps that should have been holding the ball. Umpire Neville Thorpe gave him the benefit of the doubt, and he'll bounce it as we just go past 15 minutes, third quarter.
Two tough guys together there. Plenty of courage, and the Bay stream is just looking a little limp. I can say that again and again. And when David said it was a packed house a little while ago, I think it's not a fully packed house now. I think some of the Bay supporters have started to leave. But the game is never over until the final siren. Holding the ball. Murphy gets the free kick. I don't think John Riley's all that delighted with umpire Kinnear's decision. He didn't seem to have much of a chance to get rid of the footy, but the umpire has ruled in favour of the Bays, and they certainly need everything they can get when they have only 2-6 on the board. Michael Murphy, such a sensation at centre-half back last week. Up front now, trying to get some life into the Bay forward division. He's only 20 metres out, 60-degree angle, and that is a top shot at goal. The Bays have got 3, Murphy 1, 3-6 to 15-5 in the 87 grand final.
It's been a great final series for Michael Murphy, not so much today. And here we're seeing one of the few defensive mistakes that North Adelaide have made all day. John Riley backed himself into trouble. The Murphy shot was an excellent one. That was a very tight angle. So Murphy to half forward, boots the goal. The Bays are 3-6, North 15-5.
Despite the 2 goals that Glenelg have just booted, North Adelaide leads by 71 points. 15-5 to 3-6. Darren Jarman kicked that one out towards Marshall. He's flanked by Wayne Stringer. The handball found him. Kick away was under pressure. In comes Kidney. Has not had a big day. 4 North Adelaide jumpers out there. 1 Bay. The Kidney crew cut. Conditions here today have been superb. It's the scene at ground level. Carey skyhooks it back. In goes Marshall, but the desperation of Klopp was just too much for him. Now Clisby clears. Bennett comes in and juggles one. He's been paid. Had a sensational first quarter. That's when you've got to play well. First quarters, that's when it counts. Roberts, Donovan. One at the feet there of Wayne Stringer. He's pushed off the ball pretty easily. Glenelg with that obvious kicking action of his. Darren Jarman was up very early, and Mick Redden is going to get the ball. He and Peter Carey are pretty good friends, actually. Off the field, that is. The man from Orroroo pushes it back towards centre half forward. John Roberts in front. No mark taken. Hewitt's in the back pocket now. Glenelg. Oh, that's a delightful little turnaround, that one, and he puts it out in front. Not in front of, but he found Tony Hall. Carey. Long sweeping handball to Marshall. Maynard wants it, but it goes back to Hall. Hall gets around that player pretty easy, puts it out in front of Seabohm, and he marks. Well, a minor resurgence by the Bays, and you really would expect this after the Bay's dominance of 3 years, you wouldn't really expect them to shut the cupboard and go to sleep. Coming back a little bit, albeit belatedly. That won't make a goal, and a thump away. No, Gibbs has marked it. Play on is the call. Gibbs around the corner, and he's missed. 3-7 the Bays. North Adelaide 15-5.
He's having a word to say to umpire Thorpe about he reckoned he'd taken the mark. Not happy at all. Nevertheless, another point to the Bays, 3-7 to 15-5. Arnold to kick in. Now, not a lot of leads out there. Hart gives one short. Riley likewise. Sanders, but he's going now for Simmons. Oh no, actually it's going to be Grenfell or Redden. Redden, a fine mark. Well, he put it there perfectly, and Redden didn't let him down. It's about 3-on-1 in that situation, and that's a fine one grab mark. Redden at centre half back. Slips it over now to Clisby. He can bolt. He can go 30 metres before he has to take his kick. Puts it out long. Parsons lumbers to meet the ball. Gee, did that one well. Thought about the play on. No one moving past, so goes back to kick long. Parsons has been a superb performer. What a contributor. 4 goals, 14 kicks, 6 handballs. Roberts gave the lead. Won't make the distance. They leap in the square. Roberts! Fine mark. Well, he led, then aborted and came in from the side, and that's a fine one grab mark. Eyes on the ball the whole way, and it's John Roberts from 15, 20 metres out right in front. Roberts has already booted 2. That makes it 3. 16-5, plays 3-7 in the 87 grand final.
Well, he deserves everything that's come his way, John Roberts. He's been a fine player for them this season. That makes it 109 for the season, and his is no small feat, the way that he's contributed to this side.
North Adelaide goes on its merry way. 16-5 to the Bays, 3-7. We're approaching the 21st minute mark now of this third quarter. The result, academic. I would imagine that the elation amongst the North Adelaide supporters presently would be at a very high level. Bennett got it out to Sanders. Sanders has been a pretty good player. He's very quick. Hooks it back with the left boot. Donovan, no, it's going to be a free kick to John Roberts. Donovan not too happy about it. But I tell you what, when you're losing by this margin, no point arguing. None at all. You'll end up with his egg on your face. So John Roberts has another opportunity to increase the lead and bring his personal tally for the year up to 110. Kicking action looks sure and certain. He's got his 4th. North Adelaide beat further ahead. 17-5 to the Bays, 3-7 in the 87 grand final.
Well, I don't know what else you can do. They've absolutely made it a rout. And you just see Roberts there bundle out. Donovan, who started in the bunker, and for all he's done, there's a lot of the Bay players that might as well be sitting in there, and it's just an enormously disappointing effort as far as the Bay is concerned. A lot of people thought that they'd come out and they'd really play well and perhaps get a hat-trick of premierships, but gee, they've let a few people down this afternoon. But still, taking nothing away from North Adelaide, they are playing superb footy.
Playing superbly they are. They're leading by 82 points. We're 22.5 minutes into the third quarter. Salisbury appears to be on the ball for the Bays. Marshall to Carey. Here's a chance for now. Murphy gets a set. Murphy can just about kick it from there. It's over the head of Arnold. No, it's not. Oh, superb running mark with the flight of the ball. Arnold takes it in the last line of defence. Tiller pushes it out wide, getting back Murphy. Well judged. Had Sanders to beat and did it well. Murphy, who's booted a goal in this quarter, puts it into the pocket. McDermott backs into Tiller and takes the mark. He was too far out to score, McDermott, but he can put it to the square. Characteristic stab pass, little chip pass to Tony Hall on a lead, and McDermott always uses the ball when he has it. So they've gained about 15 metres from that pass, and now Tony Hall is 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Hall hasn't registered a score to this stage. 6th kick. Umpire goes to the post, but comes back. It's a goal. Tony Hall boots his first. The Bays have got their fourth at the 23-minute mark. They're 4-7, North 17-5.
Tony Hall playing his first game for the Bays, and should I say his last game for the Bays. I think he moves to Hawthorn next year. So one wonders whether there'll be any other Bay players playing their last games. Perhaps Ian Day, Peter Carey.
Well, Peter, I hope you're wrong. I hope he's not playing his last game, because he's still a marvellous contributor. I agree with you, he's possibly as good as any Bay player today, and at the age of 30-odd, that's a fantastic performance. Time will tell. Tony Hall pushed in the back, free kick at half-forward left flank. The Bays down by 76 points. Tony Hall put them into attack. Woodlands lead, so too. Whoop, what a kick. No point in leading if they're going to boot him out. In fact, I doubt whether the ball ever got back in play. Tiller on the half-back line to edge North Adelaide out of defence. He'll go towards the lead of Bennett. He's got Cruz there. He's going to get the leap over the top of Cruz. In front, Darren Jarman, Tony Hall, now Wayne Stringer. Hewitt, a little slow, lost it now. Riley, here's a chance. Sims, North Adelaide running again. Stringer can't run him down. Heads for home with a long one. That's a magnificent kick. It's a goal! Brilliantly done. Do you think this fellow's kicked any beauties this afternoon? Goal number 3, and every one of them has been sensational. And even though the game is over, the 18th goal for North Adelaide is a ripper.
Again, it was the pressure of North Adelaide that stole the ball. Then a superb handball to the running Sims, and just have a look at this goal. Split the middle as it came back. Donovan had no chance of touching it. Sims has 3. North Adelaide have 18-5, Glenelg 4-7.
Marvellous performance by Sims, recruited from West Torrens as he was, like John Roberts. He really has put in, and he's certainly got a lot of aggression about him, but it's controlled aggression. And Michael Nunan would no doubt be a very happy man at the moment, because I don't think he can lose this game. They're nearly 14 goals up. One would think the result is academic. Michael Murphy gets tries to get out of a tangle there with Kim Klong. Hasn't been a good day for the Bays. They haven't given a yelp. They're doing what North Adelaide has been accused of doing in the last 2 years. Carlaw, long, across comes West with a good smash away. Now Ross Gibbs, a little bit slow initially, but as cool as a cucumber. He wheels out of trouble, goes wide across the ground to Marshall. Marshall does that so often. He just comes down from the centre, or from centre wing, where I think he's now playing. Or big leap over the top. Salisbury, it's as high as I've ever seen him go. Alan Stringer is playing in the centre. Kidney, not a good kick forward. Tony Hall up before acceptances. Through the back door, Clisby played a superb game. Clisby puts one out, sweeps the boundary line with it. Seabohm a long way from goal. The ball dribbles over the line. There'll be a throw in left half forward flank for the Bays.
Close to three-quarter time in the grand final. What does Graham Cummins do now? Well, there's nothing much you can do when you're looking at a deficit of something like, 82 points. He's made the moves that he thought might be successful, but he's got diabolical problems, I can assure you. Hall kicks in towards the half-forward line, looking for the cities. Riley lost the footy in doing so. Marshall left it behind, quickly through Sims. What a ripper he's played. He'll give it away now to Sanders, who bolts. Ball on the left leg, still gets distance with a kick, and Hart takes it centre field. He'll look for running Clark. Nothing coming at the moment. Burton goes through. He doesn't need Burton. In fact, there's not too much up forward at all. Off goes Roberts. That's what he's got to aim at. Roberts is underneath the footy, and that's a great mark by Donovan at centre half back.
Donovan now for the Bays will tack across the ground. Gibbs is alone. No, he's coming back grandstand side. Well, he could have given it to Gibbs if he'd wanted. Well, that's not well put. Clockmilby played that mark, and Donovan made a bad mistake. He could have gone to the outer side with method, but now North go forward. Darren Jarman, gets away from West. Had a look at him and said, see you later. Now boots it long into the square. Parsons, the leaper for North, couldn't. Hart off the ground, left it behind. Gibbs caught. Hart goes to get it again. Gibbs is being held onto, and he'll get the free. Hart again comes to meet him. Pioneer asking Hart to come back on the mark. Now, Gibbs settles down. Difference is 82 points. Siren is nigh, third quarter, as Gibbs pushes it towards centre wing. Carey had the front spot. Big fist of Mike Redden thumped it out of play, and Carey's been best player for the Bays, but gee, Redden has toiled manfully for North Adelaide also.
Yes, he has, David, and they've had that added bonus of Parsons up forward with his 4 goals. Far too tall, and in fact far too mobile for James West, it would appear. Played superbly, although I think Cruz was in the back pocket earlier in the game and West was at full back. So it's a right half forward flank now in the North Adelaide attacking zone. Marvellous performance by them. The supporters must be off the planet at the moment. They've waited a long time for this, 3 years in fact. McDermott to Hewitt to Kernahan. Now James West had it, lost it. Well, there's a bit of weakness out there by the Bays and they're going to pay for it. No, the umpire's going to play it on. West got it out to Kernahan. Kernahan bounces very casually along the outer side of the ground. Tony Hall's the target. One hand up. Scott Salisbury. John Riley, what a superb player. He's had a ball on a string today. He's made 1 error only. He can be forgiven for that. Tiller. Carlaw's been brilliant. Got rid of that very quickly as Maynard put him to the ground. We'll see a throw in now, left half forward flank for the Bays with the third quarter time siren very, very close.
The crowd cried deliberate, and it was, but it doesn't make any difference at the moment. North Adelaide doing as they please. McDermott tries to crash through the pack. The handball was a stray clomp. Gee, what an inspiration this fellow has been to North Adelaide this afternoon. Poleaxed, came back, but has continued to play well. 18-5 to 4-7. Had 17 touches as well, and that's a fine performance. Certainly adds to the North Adelaide ability to contest, compete, and there's the siren. 3/4 time here at Footy Park in the 87 grand final. North by plenty. 18-5, 1-1-3 for the Bays. 4-7, 31.
Well, again, North Adelaide continued their dominance. They added 7 goals, 1 in that quarter to the Bays, 3 goals to. Another fine quarter for them, and it has really set up a win for them here in this 87 grand final, Peter.
It certainly has. I couldn't imagine that even the most supreme optimist on the Glenelg side of the bench could possibly say they could win. So it's 3/4 time, North leading 18-5 to the Bays 4-7.
Quarter in 1987, and it looked like to be red and white forever as Carey goes in against Redden. Stringer comes out with a footy, tries to farm it out. Klump in the action again, puts it towards centre wing. Now it's a match race for pace. First there will be Hall, needs running support, gets it back towards Kernahan, but can't keep it in play, and the ball is out at centre wing. 18-5 to 4-7. North have had it all their ways right since the first quarter, when they led by 31 points at quarter time, 59 at half time, and now of course it's just how far. 82 points as Carey hooks back, hard in trouble. Kernahan likewise, and once again the umpire will know he's going to give a free kick for a high tackle, going the way of David Kernahan at centre wing.
Kernahan gives it to McDermott. Now they've run themselves into trouble. It will have to go back to Kernahan. His kick is to half forward. Off bolts Alan Stringer. Here's a chance. Stringer through, closing, shoots in towards goal. The umpire goes a long way. I think he may have missed. Point only, but no, that score will not be recorded because umpire Thorpe has pinged Alan Stringer for running too far. So the free kick will go back to Darren Jarman at half-back. His 15th kick coming up. And a very fine player for them. He boots it towards centre wing. Redden against Carey. Bennett, a star early. Carlaw hooks around the corner. It may go out on the full. It has before Sims can get to it. It will be a free kick to Glenelg's Ross Gibbs. And at the moment, North lead by a horrendous 82 points.
Horrendous for the Bays, no doubt about that. But really got to give it to this North Adelaide side. They've been aggressive. Their aggression has been controlled. They've been disciplined. They've done all the right things. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? We can all sit up here now and say, we give you the reasons why North Adelaide are going to win this game. Right during the week, we gave you all the reasons why we thought they were going to lose it. But so the Bays are 4-7, North Adelaide are 18-5, and we might talk a little bit about this, in this last quarter about possible Jack 80 medalists. That's the best player on the ground in the game. Away go the Bays. No, that's offline again from Woodlands. So that's a point to the Bays. They're attacking in this last quarter, as they must do, to run the game out. The Bays are 4-8, North Adelaide 18-5.
Craig Woodlands put in a quiet one, best on ground or close to it last week in the preliminary final. Only 3 touches this afternoon. David Sanders has Redden and or Stephen Riley. Possession football by North Adelaide. Tiller, gee, he was almost onside. I don't know what they've gained out of all this, except they're just building up 1 or 2 stats. Tiller goes back to kick long now, looking for Simmons. That is beautifully put if he gets the set. Watch North Adelaide go now. The ball goes out towards centre wing. Here's a chance, Carlaw. He's got Burton at centre wing if he wants him. Oh, beautifully put, Burton. Now, can he outrun Nunan? Not going to try. Still bolts off. Gets round Glenelg. Now he starts to run. Puts out the left footer up towards full forward. Parsons is there. The big fella's got it. Put a push in the back. Hipped him out. And big James West. Parsons even managed to smile on that occasion, and that's a little bit unusual this afternoon. The umpire hasn't been all that popular most of the time.
No, he has not. Well, Salisbury left it behind, but he's got time enough to recover. Salisbury now boots it towards centre half forward. Too long for Winton, but not for Stephen Riley. This defence of North Adelaide has been absolutely superb. The kick will find Carlaw at half-back. Now he can use Darren Jarman, who's loose. Seabohm goes to get him, but you can't cover 3. And that's where they've got numbers. Around the ball, Arnold's run all the way from full-back. Now goes short to Bennett. Oh, superbly run by North Adelaide. Arnold continues on, but Bennett chips in short to the lead of Parsons. And again they find their target. And this man, Michael Parsons, must be a very high contender in that Jack 80 medal that Peter was talking about before. He really has played a fine game. He's booted 4 goals, lining up for goal number 5. North lead by 81 points. Parsons' 15th kick is his 5th goal. Great effort, Michael Parsons.
Superbly run down the ground, and Peter Bennett, who's been out of the game for a little while, back in it now, and he passed that one off, and big Parsons, what a giant of a man he's been in that forward pocket. Too tall, too mobile for James West and Max Cruz. Booted his 5th goal. North 19-5, the Bays 4-8.
Into attack go the Bays. Carey gets it out to Marshall. Marshall has to backpedal. Gets the running Salisbury. Not a good handball. Has time to recover. Puts out the pass. Winton can't find it. Seabohm can. Good lead. He thought Winton had it, but it was just over that player's head and came in to take the casual catch about 35 metres out. Seabohm at one stage had all of the Bay goals early in the 3rd quarter. Since then he's been joined by a couple of others, but this time he's pushed it across the face of goal, and the Bays register their 9th point. 4-9 to 19-5, 6 minutes into the final quarter.
Seabohm has booted 2 goals, 3 now out of that tally of 4-9. Tiller takes this kick in. He looks for Carlaw. Kernahan flies against him, gets a hand on it and pushes it out of play. So we're 6 minutes into the last quarter. The Bays almost down and out. Mick Nunan will win his first premiership at North Adelaide after successive losses. The Bays winning by 57 points in 1985, and last year completing a double when they beat North Adelaide by 48 points. Here's Woodlands, 4th kick, chips in short to Murphy. Murphy takes the mark 55 metres from goal. No, maybe 45. Within his range, I would think. Murphy swung into attack in the 3rd quarter, booted a goal then. Now the chance for his 2nd. The difference currently is 86 points. Murphy for his 2nd. 9th kick, distance okay, accuracy's there. Murphy gets 2. Bays 5-9, North 19-5.
Well, Murphy started at centre half back, obviously, after a best on ground performance last week, but after half time, Jerome Corn shifted him to centre half forward. Woodlands got it to him. It was a daisy cutter of a pass. Nothing John Riley could do about it. And Michael Murphy lined up for his 2nd goal, and he kicked that his second goal to lift Glenelg to 5-9, North Adelaide 19-5.
Out comes Stringer with a footy on the left leg. The Bays go forward to the half-forward line. Riley uses his body well. Maynard gets through, but taken off him by Tiller. Now Darren Jarman has time to have a look. Puts out the pass to the fast-moving Bennett, and he gets there well. One of the features of the North Adelaide game has been how well they've used the ball. Gee, they put it on a threepenny bit. On that occasion, it wasn't all that good. It was coming through Salisbury. Got it only as far as Jarman. Parsons starts to lope. Jarman has got time to sit and have a look. Puts it out in front of Roberts, and he just gets there. Gee, he had to make a metre. Almost busted a fetlock getting there. In fact, he is down, but it could be more wind than anything else. In fact, umpire Kinnear takes exception to the way that Donovan put him down, and yeah, just pushed him down and put his head in the dirt. Well, maybe that's why the 15 metres was invoked. John Roberts, 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, 4 goals to boot, and what a fantastic season he's had. 102 goals in the minor round. Darryl Hart coming off. Roberts on his way to goal. Splits the centre. The umpire hardly moves as umpire Mostyn Rudder indicates that the North champion full forward boots goal number 5. 20 goals, 5 to 5-9.
Goal number 111 for John Roberts for the season, and this man Andrew Jarman, just superb dispatching of the ball, gave Donovan no hope. Roberts to ground, and he boots his 5th goal. Darryl Hart is off. Wayne Slattery on for North Adelaide.
9 minutes into the last quarter, the grand final quarter for North Adelaide. They're not far off being the 1987 grand finalists. 25 North, Glenelg 5-9, and the free kick there goes to Clisby. Talking of Jack Oatey medalist, I would say Darren Jarman, Andrew Jarman, Michael Parsons, Stephen Sims. Perhaps out of those 4 players. There's a good mark by Glenelg. He's a player that's matured a lot over the season. And also Woodlands there takes the mark at right half forward flank. They're all putting their hands up there. Peter Carey comes in with 1 boot on only. Andrew Jarman slipped over, but he's a pretty composed player. He jumps back into the fray, and perhaps Winton it is there. So there'll be a bounce down about 20 metres out from the Bay goal.
Who would have thought the Bays would have got done like this? Superb footy in the preliminary final, and yet they can't take a trick today. Such is the brilliance of the opposition. What a rout. Carey gets the tap away. In there is Riley, slips out the ball. Now Slattery let loose off the bench. He wants to get into the action, puts it out wide. Glenelg, great tackle put on him there by Burton. The umpire said a throw in at centre wing. 25 to 5-9, 10.5 minutes gone, final quarter.
It's Peter Carey with just 1 boot on at the moment. Obviously feeling some discomfort there. He's having well-earned rest at full forward at the moment. Seabone's doing the ruck work. String of the crumbs to McDermott. Here's an opportunity for the Bays. Carey's got to lope in with only 1 boot on. He pushes Arnold out. That went unnoticed. Tiller got it on the ground. It's given Arnold another chance at it. Clear he comes. Has the luxury of a bounce. His kick is not a good one. Getting across with Seabone. Ran straight into the sandwich. Slattery and Sims unload him. Now it's going to be a North Adelaide free kick to Clomp. Wembley's not happy with Sims. The ball comes back to Stephen Sims, and he, not Clomp, will take it. Centre wing to put North into attack. Parsons, no, too long for him. Roberts at the back, in front. The mark taken by James West.
James West skirts one out the back to Ross Gibbs, who gets rid of it pretty quickly to Wayne Stringer. Now to Chris McDermott. He again has played superbly for the Bays. That one, he held it back well and passed it off to Marshall. Has not been a dominant player. McDermott back to Marshall. Now Wayne Stringer. I think that's... Whoop, it's on again. It's on again. Chris McDermott. I don't think Chris McDermott saw it, actually. I think he saw Marshall on the ground and then came in and had a go at the big chap Parsons. So there we go again. I don't think Slattery wants Wayne Stringer to adopt that pose for too much longer. but I didn't actually see the first incident that led to all of it. I don't think there was much in it though. Bit of a Laurence Olivier act, I think, after the event. No, it's far more than that. In fact, Marshall is leaving the ground, so there was far more in it than just an act. Marshall, in fact, has got the towel up to the eye, so let's hope that he hasn't injured his eye at all. Back to the action, and Clisby goes away with it and gives it to Klomp, which was superbly done. Klomp to Andrew Jarman. He didn't have the ball, so we get a free kick. He played that brilliantly, Andrew Jarman. He's so clever, so crafty. He is the reigning McGarry medalist. 13th kick now, Andrew Jarman. He's got a host of players to choose from. Klomp took the mark in front of Glenelg. He's played an outstanding game, Klomp. Gives it off to Sanders. Oh, he got one late too. John Roberts won't get near that one. It's marked by David Kernahan.
Kernahan in defence, runs it out now to McDermott, back to Kernahan in the double play, chips it up now, FAD, North Adelaide starting to give a few away. No point in starting a fight at this time of the afternoon, because they got a 15-goal lead. Let's have a look at it again. Pretty harmless sort of stuff, just the hip and shoulder. Crowd not liking it, or maybe they don't like the man with the footy. Caused a few eyebrows to raise earlier on in the afternoon. Big leap up there, Tony Hall got the set, couldn't complete it. Coming away with it now, Winton drives long towards the half-forward line. Up there is Woodlands. Oh, Murphy, fine mark. Woodlands seemed to be in a position, but Murphy pulled it in with that one hand. Brilliantly done. Murphy's going to chip short, and Maynard's going to have to make a metre. Can't get there, and the ball tumbles out of play in the right full forward pocket. And nothing really has gone right from Peter Maynard this afternoon.
There's a blue one behind down the other end of the ground at the moment as Armfield prepares to come on. It's in the square. There it is, and it's really on, and Mike Parsons is in it again. John Roberts is there. Parsons getting some treatment from West. Slattery finally gets down. The action is at the other end of the ground now as that has dispersed. North are well and truly home and hose. Klomp has come off the ground for them. Armfield on. He looks very groggy, Kim Klomp, as he goes down the race. No, he's decided to have a seat on the fence now. And he is just about exhausted, I would think. Getting a rub on the leg. Trying to gasp for air as well. That might have been out of bounds over there. It was. Before Darren Jarman could get the handball on. So there'll be a throw in. A little melee behind the players all sorted out. 5-9, 39 the Bays. Glenelg trailing North 20 goals 5.
Sims. It'll go back though to Darren Jarman. Well, Kim Klomp, what a marvellous performance it has been from him. He left the ground, and when others may not have come back on, he did. His aggression today has been controlled. It's been at the ball, and he's been a real leader. Punched away there by John Riley. Maynard passed off to Wayne Stringer. Gee, they're in a bit of trouble. Stringer to Maynard to Murphy. And a quick kick away. Hall's under that ball, and he takes the mark in the right forward pocket. Tony Hall won the Jack Oatey medal last year. There have been some great recipients of it. The year before that, Stephen Kernahan. In 84, Keith Thomas. In 83, Ian Borchardt. In 82, Danny Jenkins. And in 81, Russell Ebert. That is a goal. Well done, Tony Hall. He's just moved his second. North Adelaide at 20 goals 5. The Bays of 6 goals 9 in the 87 grand final.
Yes, he's popped that through from a most acute angle. That was a fine shot for goal, but Tony Hall has never really been in the action this afternoon. They expected him to be a match winner up forward, but he's been well tended by Clisby and co. He's got 9 kicks and 8 handballs and 2 goals. Not a bad performance in a side that's been beaten pointlessly. 25-6-9.
Game is underway again. North leading 25 to Glenelg 6-9. Here go the Roosters. Darren Jarman, the star of the afternoon, fires in towards goal. It's drifting away and through for just a point. And he would have to be very high on that list of possibles for this Jack Oatey medal this afternoon. Darren Jarman, he really has played a very fine game.
Attendance today, 50,617, as indicated a couple of weeks ago, a sellout. All SA Grand Finals are. We're past 17 minutes now. North Adelaide 20 goals 6, the Bay 6-9. Maynard has had a quiet one. Cruz under the ball. Andrew Jarman almost in slow motion. He gets rid of the ball. Mick Redden, super handball out there. Sanders, Armfield, now Kidney. Passes off to McDermott. McDermott puts it out in front of Woodlands. Superbly put, but Simmons is right on Woodlands. The Bay player's got some pace and a neat little chip over the top. Finds Winton, and he's going to go back for a pot shot at goal. He kicks the ball well. Jeff Winton. 18 minutes, last quarter. North Adelaide supporters just waiting for that final siren. It's a long way off, but Winton comes in now, boots it long and straight. Good goal to Jeff Winton, his first. Another belated one to the Bays. They're 7-9 now. North Adelaide at 20 goals 6 in the 87 grand final.
Yes, Peter, it's amazing just how many of the 50,617 people have stayed here, and I think it's probably a tribute to the beautiful afternoon sitting just in the spring sunlight that has made it so good.
20 goals 6 North Adelaide, the Bay 7-9. Glenelg have kicked 3 in this last quarter. North Adelaide have added 2. Centre bounce again. Seabohm boots them forward. Winton out in front, takes the mark. Off he wheels on the left boot, bangs in towards Carey. Arnold's got front spot. He'll go back and get it again. Tony Hall tries to unload him, but a rolling attempt by Arnold was successful. He gets it to Clisby, who goes short to Andrew Jarman. Now, who's he want to use? Redden in the centre. Alan Stringer will jump and beat him. It's given Salisbury a chance. He pushed it on for Wyndham but missed him. Well, Stephen Riley ran into trouble. In fact, he ran into John Riley as well. They've lost it now to Murphy. Murphy caught, can't get a handball. Clisby with brute strength. Clear he goes and sends it out to Armfield. Armfield pushes it out wide to Andrew Jarman, who chips in short. The lead is on from Bennett. Can he make it? Oh, he's hurt. He's lying prostrate on the ground, Bennett. I'm not sure what happened in there. Seabohm gets a kick forward. Peter Simmons should mark that under pressure in the finish, but it was a fine mark at halfback.
Marvellous performance, and he passes off to Arnold. He's gone away like a runaway train, and his kick's not a good one. Out comes Parsons, bit of a folk hero in Rooster territory. He's a bit unorthodox, but a fantastic player today. Andrew Jarman to his brother. Off he goes. The handball put Arnold in a lot of trouble. How did he get out of that? Parsons has another pop shot, but he puts it out of bounds in the left forward pocket.
It's going to be a free kick, I think, Peter, and it's coming back. I think it's going to Jim West, or is it going to Parsons for a high tackle? I don't know why it didn't go upfield, but whatever it is, it's going to be a free kick to North Adelaide. This North, what a treble. Premiership, the South Australian National Football League. They've got the Magarey medalist Andrew Jarman and the leading goal kicker John Roberts. Well, what a magnificent trifecta, and there's the kick underway. I think it's his... Oh, is it? Yes, it was close. 17th kick, 6th goal. What a magnificent performance, and I agree with the other boys that it's probably a toss-up between Darren Jarman, Parsons, and also the other one I've named is Sims as for the Jack Oatey medal.
Here it is, goal number 6 for Michael Parsons, and if I was having a vote, he would just about get mine. He's been a superb player today. He's been involved in a lot of things, fights, marks, goals, done everything, and he's done a huge job to get North Adelaide to this premiership.
Has he ever? North at 21-6, the Bays are 7-9, 21.5 minutes into the last quarter. The Maynard kick smothered. Away goes Sims. He has been a terrier. Kicked 3 sensational goals in the match. Out comes John Roberts, off hands Slattery. He's at the bottom of the pack, and I think there'll be a bounce down. Umpire Kinnear. Yeah, Slattery copped one right on the top of the head. I don't think he would be too concerned about that, though, because it's all going to turn to pleasure in about 8 minutes' time. A big thump away there from John Seabohm. Darren Jarman is there to retrieve it. He goes short to Carlaw. And Carlo also has been a very good player for North Adelaide. 21 possessions. Past 22 minutes now. Carlo puts it in long and high. Parsons is in the middle of the pack, can't get near it. Offhands Donovan. Puts it out in front of Scott Salisbury. He overran that ball. Tiller. It's on again in the goal square. You wouldn't believe it. Oh! Parsons has thrown some haymakers. I do apologise to the people watching that you didn't really see it all. Whoop, excuse me. Really, I just think a lot of players want a trip down here on Tuesday night, because there were some huge haymakers thrown then. And as I said, I apologise for talking about it whilst you weren't watching it, but it really got a bit beyond me, Daisy. There was some rippers in there.
Martin's going to need an apartment down here, Peter. I reckon he'll be here for a week. I don't know how many have been reported out of all that, but if they've only got to see the screen to understand now, umpire Kinnear's running right back. Oh, I see. The game's still in progress. We forgot about that for the moment. There is a ball in it. You wouldn't have thought so, the way the players have been acting in the last 5 minutes, and umpire Kinnear has run a good 100 metres back. And I can tell you, big Michael Parsons, he's been in the wars of it this last quarter. He's played pretty well, but if he gets the Jack Oatey medal, I tell you what, he's earned it more ways than one. Sanders takes it out of play. 21-6 to 7-9, thrown on the half-forward left flank. 24 minutes gone, final quarter. Over comes Bennett for the throw-in. Seabohm hooks it back, looks now back for McDermott. Dummies well. Fires it back towards centre wing. Armfield's over the top. Alan Stringer, fine mark.
Alan Stringer now at half-back, and Armfield gives him the treatment. It was really a good mark. Just eased Armfield out. Now he gets it on Seabohm. Maynard will run straight into trouble in the form of Darren Jarman. Pops it high and will get the free kick. And again, a little bit of resting. There it was. Well, Maynard has had a very quiet day today. 9th kick only for him. Normally we're used to him getting about 20. Arnold pushes it clear. Winton will be first on the scene, and he cannot keep it in play. He tried valiantly to, but couldn't. So the throw-in will take place in the right forward pocket. Tiller waves the finger at Winton. North can do what they like at the moment. And the losers today, the Bays, can please themselves, I guess. Carey, the Woodlands. Here's a chance for the Bays. That will dribble through. Yes! Woodlands boots a goal. It is his first for the afternoon. Glenelg 8-9 now to North. 21 goals 6.
Good movement by Woodlands there. He's known for manufacturing goals out of nothing. It just came off the hands. He picked it up, dribbled it through with the left boot. And that was a good goal. 8-9 the Bays. North Adelaide 21-6.
Purely academic, of course, but Glenelg has outscored North Adelaide in this final quarter. I don't think that'll be worrying the Northerners. They can't wait to get off the turf to start the celebrations, and they'll be great. They've got a huge monkey off their shoulder with this massive win, I can tell you. It's almost as big as an ape, not a monkey. A half-forward line. Armfield try to get through Stringer. Lost the footy. Donovan gets it out now. McDermott. The Bay players start to run. Salisbury out wider still. David Kernahan through easily. Bounces his way into attack. Kicks up long. Maynard is there. Can't bring it down. Carey, Murphy, Tiller. Tiller whips out the handball. Sims tries to raise the gallop. Did it well, and put it beautifully to Andrew Jarman. He can run for a week. I reckon that Tart's out on his lonesome. He can camp, have afternoon tea and still kick this goal, but he's going to miss. Well, perhaps he camped a little bit too long, but he was 30, 40 metres out on his lonesome. And I think he slipped back into the action, David, and no one knew it.
Yes, he came off the interchange bench, in fact, and the ball just came out of the fence, and there he was with nobody within 60 metres of him. McDermott just has not stopped trying, doesn't know how to. 19 kicks for him towards centre wing. Clisby will be paid that mark. He has been a very fine defender today, Trevor Clisby, on a very good opponent in Tony Hall, and has done a marvellous job. Sims is loose. All the fight gone out of the Bays. Must be pretty close to siren time. We've had 2 minutes of time on. It's too long for Roberts. West the first to recover. Chips in short and will find David Kernahan deep in the back pocket. Kernahan has Gibbs running for him, and or West. He will use West over the top. What will he do with it? Grenvold's deep at half forward. If he can get him, it will be okay, but it's wide of Grenvold. Murphy tries to tap it forward. Carlaw goes back to get it. Murphy steals it, pushes it forward for Woodlands, who got a horrible bounce. Riley mops up for North Adelaide. Carlaw at the bottom. Murphy battles hard, and the umpire comes in to bounce it. 27.5 minutes into the grand final in the last quarter.
Well, there's been 7 goals kicked in this last quarter. There won't be much more to go. Michael Nunan about to be the premiership coach, which is something that he has said is very important to him in the last couple of weeks. It's about to be realised. Away goes Woodlands. He lines it up from 40 metres out. Doesn't miss. The Bays have got yet another belated one. Woodlands second. The Bays are 9-9. North Adelaide 21-7 late in the 87 grand final.
Yes, that's a fine goal from Craig Woodlands, and gee, that was he did it well on the run. Salisbury there provided the shepherd, and the umpire hardly moved. But unfortunately for the Bays, they needed this sort of scoring in the first quarter, not in the last. And as I said before, it's purely academic.
21-7 plays 9-9. Siren is 9. We've had 3.5 minutes of time on now. Alan Stringer caught. Warnfield to Sims. Sims can just about go all the way here. Left foot kick in towards goal as a result is a goal. Marvellous effort. 15th kick to Sims. 4th goal. North Adelaide will be the 87 premiers very soon. They are 22-7 now to the Bays 9-9.
Well, they're going to find it pretty hard to choose this Jack Oatey medalist. This man has been sensational. He's booted 4 goals, and important thing is he kicked 2 screamers in the first quarter when it really counts. North are 22-7, the Bays are 9-9.
Peter, he looks so tired, I don't think he can fight his way out of a paper bag at the moment. Socks down, jumper out, he can hardly scratch himself. Redden can, gets the tap away, in towards Stringer. Players stack up and the umpire will come in to bounce once more. 29 minutes gone in the final quarter of 1987. As umpire Kinnear puts the ball down again. Seabohm having a spell in ruck, gets it out towards Armfield and Kidney. Bennett through, with him there is Sims raising a gallop still. Whips it out now looking for Bennett or Simmons. He got rid of Salisbury. Simmons. Now down Jarman. His brother's well clear. Out in front of him. Can Grenvold raise a gallop to get to him? He shoots for goal, and that's home again! Oh, what a shot! 20th kick. Michael Nunan even allows himself a smile. Walking on water is easy compared to this. And North Adelaide ram home their 23rd goal. 23-7 to 9-9 in the 87 grand final.
Well, what a fantastic effort by the Magarey medalist. And this treble for North Adelaide is certainly some compensation for what has happened in recent years. Look at Nunan. He is absolutely ecstatic. So is Jarman. And North Adelaide well deserved this 87 premiership.
It's not far off. The dream comes true. They've waited since a warm September day in 1972 to get it back. A long kick at goal from Armfield. Gibbs will go up, and he takes a big mark at the back of the pack. Must be seconds away. 30 minutes, 42 seconds into the grand final. Salisbury's way out on the outer side of the ground, and he takes the mark. It's been champagne football from the opening bounce from North Adelaide. They've earned it, they've deserved it. And plenty of booing there for Alan Stringer still. Tony Hall got it across to Woodlands. Woodlands brings one around. Peter Carey under the ball. Couldn't mark it. It's run over the line by Murphy, so it's right forward pocket. Very close. We're past 31 minutes. Very close to the final siren.
Yes, Peter, and what a game it's been as far as North Adelaide is concerned. The Bays haven't had many highlights, but North Adelaide, well, they've beaten the Bay Hoodoo at last. 2 premierships they were expected to win, but didn't. A lot of people thought they'd go down for the 3rd time straight, and there it is. The Hoodoo is over. The monkey has been laid to rest. And North Adelaide in 1987 have run out magnificent winners by annihilating the Bays in the grand final. 23-7 to the Bays 9-9. And Michael Nunan, I would think that would be his most satisfying win in his long football career.
Oh, no doubt about that, Ian. And there he goes wants to give a hug to his captain, and what a performer he's been all year for this very talented side. Daryl Hart came to North Adelaide from Central District some years ago, was elected as captain, and he has proved just what a worthy captain he has been. And finally, the greatest reward of all for him, the 1987 premiership.
Well, the presentation ceremony not far off. Elation there for the North Adelaide players. Now, we have had some difficulty at times after grand finals with opposition teams, and we would assume, of course, that the Bay players will stay out there. I know Graham Corns is out there, and he wants them to stay there, but the North Adelaide players, they're delighted. They're way out in the centre of the ground. They're walking on cloud nine at the moment. There's John Riley in there. He said that's all he wants. He's an atomic physicist. He goes around the world. He's been in Burma in the last couple of months. All he wants is a grand final. He's got it. This may have been his last game. There's Burton from West Adelaide. They've imported them from everywhere in. They've got a lot of young lads that have come through the ranks. They've got some imports, but they've all played well.
They certainly have, Peter, and none better than these two big men. Michael Nunan just congratulating Michael Parsons, and also the other Michael Redden. And I just reckon that Redden and Parsons were two superb performers this afternoon. And I'll agree with all of you that Peter Carey battled his heart out, was possibly the Bay's best player. But the two performances handed in by Redden and Parsons, and no question in my mind, were the launching pad for the great win that North Adelaide has recorded here this afternoon.
Well, not only did Parsons play well, he kicked goals as Graham Corns goes over to the North Adelaide camp. He will come into screen in a moment. There's Michael Nunan shaking the hand of Michael Flynn, his assistant. And there it is, Graham Corns with Michael Nunan. 2 years in a row to Cornsy, and now he's had to lower his colours for Michael Nunan. His moment of glory at the moment.
Well, Mr. Max Bash here has just been introduced to the crowd here, and I tell you what, there haven't been many people that have left. Over now to Max Bashir.
Your Honour the Chief Justice, my Lord Mayor, ladies and gentlemen. This season has been a very testing season for the South Australian National Football League. Having made our decision not to enter a team in the extended VFL competition, we were then faced with the situation of having their matches beamed in live against us on Saturdays. In addition to that, we lost a number of players to the Victorian Football League, but I'm delighted to tell you that we've achieved every goal that we set out at the beginning of the season, and that's been a very great achievement as far as the 10 league clubs is concerned. I would like to take the opportunity of thanking you, the football public of South Australia, for supporting us in our decision not to join the VFL, and also for having supported us throughout the year in making us achieve our budgets. And I thank you most sincerely for that. I want to congratulate the league teams that played in the finals, and also the two teams that played here today. It was a game that, you know, when you started the day, you'd say it would be very evenly contested. And that is the greatest thing about football. It's so unpredictable. And who would have predicted what happened today? But I want to congratulate Glenelg, having fought their way out from number 5 position. But I think today belongs to North Adelaide. They were truly great. And on your behalf, I want to congratulate the North Adelaide Football Club, Mr. Jamie Commons, the president. I want to congratulate Michael Nunan, the coach, and all of the players who played the part of today. They were truly magnificent. The first presentation I have to make today is to the Jack Oatey medalist for the best player on the ground today, and it's been won by Mike Parsons. Mike Parsons, will he come forward? Congratulations, Mike.
Just like to say, it's really nice to win one at last. Thanks for a great game to Glenelg, I guess. God, I don't really know what to say. it's just really good to win. And thanks to the boys, and I think our win today is just a reflection of Michael Nunan's coaching. They say intelligence is the ability to learn from your mistakes. He sat down, he learnt, he knew we couldn't lose last 2 years because we weren't trying, and he come out with a pattern today, and have a look at the scoreboard.
To accept the Thomas Seymour Hill Cup for the Premiers of 1987, Darryl Hart, will you come forward, please? Darryl, congratulations on a wonderful effort, and stop arguing who's going to make the speeches. You'll both make one. Now you speak first. Congratulations.
My commiserations to Glenelg. We certainly know how they feel. I'm sure they know how we're feeling at the moment, and hopefully we can do it again next year. And I'd just like to thank the boys, because they're the greatest bunch of guys I've ever known, and it's the greatest football club. And if the coach had helped me, I think both of us should bring this up.
I now ask Michael Nunan to say a few words. Thank you, Michael.
And commiserations to the Glenelg Football Club. Believe me, we know exactly how you feel. We've had something on our back for a couple of years. It's now gone. But my deepest respect to the 20 boys that have represented a club and stood for something today, and they've created a future for themselves. My deepest respect, boys.
The mighty Roosters were called, all for one for all. If we're down, we fight. We like to play as a team, and we play it clean. Whenever out of sight, be it wet, be it dry, we try. We're the good old red and white. We're the good old red and white. It's a great club, and the club we love. We're the good old red and whites. The mighty Roosters were called, all for one for all. If we're down, we fight. We like to play as a team, and we play it clean. We're never out of sight. Be it wet, be it dry, we try. We're the good old red and whites. It's a great club, and the club we love. We're the good old red and whites. The mighty Roosters were called, all for one for all. If we're down, we fight. We like to play as a team, and we play it clean. Whenever out of sight, be it wet, be it dry, we try. We're the good old red and whites. We're the good old red and whites.
Welcome back to Footy Park. North Adelaide has won the 1987 grand final, and in the dungeon or the locker room underneath the grandstand here at Ian Day, talking with jubilant coach Michael Nunan.
Michael, congratulations. Would that be your most satisfying win ever, even as a player?
Oh, playing wins are a lot different, but as a coaching win, and as a win where we've carried a lot, as you know, for the last few years, last couple of years in particular, and to win like that, I think the players deserve the utmost respect. To come back off the floor like they have and reconstruct and put in like that is unbelievable.
Michael, that monkey on your shoulder was almost an ape. Now, do you think it's dead and buried forever?
Well, it's dead and buried for the next couple of weeks, I suppose, but they all start again, and you know, there's always bogeys, but the way they destroyed it today, I think perhaps it may be in its coffin.
Michael, your players that you expected to play well did play well, but what about the courage of Kimmy Klomp and the brilliance of Peter Simmers? Now, those two players are the unsung heroes of North Adelaide. They play superbly.
Well, we've always had a good team pattern, and just their contribution to that team pattern, I think, stood out today in this sort of environment and this sort of pressure, just to see the way they meld into that pattern. And as far as Kim's concerned, he actually starts a lot of those things, and it allowed a lot more of my ball players to actually do a lot of damage.
What about Michael Parsons and Michael Redden in ruck? Now, Peter Carey's a champion, we know that, but gee, they held their own today.
Well, I'd like to talk about Redden first, because for the last 2 years he's had a bad leg when we've played in this game, and you know, he's been well beaten, and today he had a special challenge. His leg's been good, and I thought he was absolutely unbelievable today, Redden, and I'm sure people must have had a lot of difficulty separating Redden and Parsons, because we worked them in tandem from the centre line, and they both did their job absolutely superbly. Plus, Parsons as an offensive player is very, very good.
Michael, you had aggression. Were you prepared for that aggression that you knew was going to be thrown at you?
Well, I don't know. It wasn't aggression, bad aggression. It was aggression for the ball, and that's what we were interested in. And if we had to meet something, we met it. And I think that means this group of people, I think, have very much come of age, and you know, they've got the future in front of them now.
Michael Nunan, congratulations, well played. At last you've won one and you've thoroughly deserved it.
Welcome back. Let's go right down now to the North Adelaide change room again. David Darcy is talking with David Wilde.
Absolute pandemonium here at the moment. With me is David Wilde, one of the boys that just couldn't make it because of injury, but I know just how proud you felt for those 20 blokes out there this afternoon.
Well, David, it's unbelievable. You can see the scenes here. The guys took Glenelg on their own game and absolutely buried him. It's unbelievable.
Greatest thrill of your life, I would presume.
Oh, it is. It would have been great to play, but it's just as good just seeing the boys get out there. They deserve every bit of it.
It was tough early. Glenelg went in very hard. They answered that challenge remarkably well and then just sprung from there, didn't they? That was the springboard and away they went.
Well, the first quarter was very important. We knew they'd come out and hit us with everything, and we were prepared. 6 goals to 1 or whatever in the first quarter was just... It's pretty hard to come back from there.
David, bad luck you weren't there, but I know you're going to share a great night.
I'm sure I will, David.
Thank you, David Wilde. And with Ian Day now is John Riley.
John Riley, congratulations. Is this better than being in the wilds of Borneo working?
Oh, yeah, yes, it doesn't really compare. That was pretty good, yeah.
Keep going, we can't stop.
What was the question?
Where were we up to? I think we're talking about Borneo at the moment.
Yeah.
John, I'd like to ask you, what's the difference about this North Adelaide side and the previous 2 years?
Well, I think we probably had as much talent the last 2 years, but I think the whole 20 blokes today really wanted to win this more than anything in the world.
What was Michael's main theme before the game started, with a psychological advantage or disadvantage you didn't have?
Yeah, well, you know, that's he talked about that, but I think he just concentrated basically on playing the way we know to play and make sure we got the ball and got there first.
I just want to take the opportunity to congratulate Michael and the players for a truly great game of football that they played. There was no way known that you were going to lose that one, and the way you applied yourself and the manner in which you played in what were sometimes difficult circumstances is really just a true credit to yourself and to your club and to your coach. And I just want to pass on the congratulations, my personal congratulations, the congratulations of the team, and you're going to have a big night. You want to savour the moment, really enjoy it, but understand that there's a next year and we'll play again next year.